Right, everybody, we're getting ready to start. Share this. There we go. Give me a second. I will be there like right about now. All right, everybody, we're getting ready to start. Give me a minute. I'm there. Just trying to post these to different outlets. All right, let me see. I gotta be watching this here. All right, let's let's kick this off. We're going. All right. All right. Make sure my mic is ready. Yeah. All right, so here we're looking at some questions. Let us quickly go through them. Mind you, some of the questions are, let me plug in this. Where's my pen? Okay, I like red pen. Let me see. All right, we good. All right, good. All right, so let us start our thing. All right, so number one, it says the number 3.14063 correct to three decimal places. This question has been coming for years. And this one, correct to three decimal places, we already know the answer is B. The only thing they do with this question is to move where it is. Sometimes it's at C, other times it's at B, so on, right? But this one is very straightforward. But these questions that we're going to go through, we're going to realize most of them are kind of different. Understand it's from a different paper, from a different timeline. All right, but these are very good questions nonetheless. All right, uh let's take a look at number two. It says the set of factors of 18. We want to, I'm going to list the factors of 18. So factors of 18 are numbers that can go into 18 without leaving a remainder. For example, 18, 9, 6, 3, 2, 1. So these are the factors of 18. You name them, you look, you realize you're seeing it. These are factors of 18 right there at number 2. All right, so those are factors of 18. All right, remember to type your answer so that we could see if you're on par, if you're getting things right as we go. All right, I'm right here. All right, let us keep it going. It says here, which of the following is the same as 57 times 99? My bad, times 999. So you basically want to look at this and think about yourself, as you could see. If you take a look at D here, you notice 1000 minus 1 will give you 999. So this here at D is your representation for 57 times 999. So your answer right there would have been D. So we want to look, be careful. It's not this, okay? That's not it, right? You take a look at the bracket. You have to do things in the bracket first. So that subtraction in that bracket would have made that 999, and then you multiply it to the 57. It is a paper one, but I'm just saying you're going to realize as you go through that the questions are a little bit different, meaning you don't see these regularly, which means they will. I'm thinking CXC is about to switch it up, so this is a good paper. All right. All right. A line which has a gradient of 1/3 and passes through the point 0, 0, 2, right? The equation of that line is what? Now remember, the equation of a line is given as y is equal to mx plus c. M is our gradient. So already this line has to begin with y equal 1/3 x. It has to start like that. That means this is wrong and this is wrong already. Okay. So now it's either A or B. But then again, we're seeing this. Remember, if your x coordinate, let me just write this down here for you. If your x coordinate of any point is a 0, then your c value is the y value. Let me go again. If your x coordinate is a 0, that number in the y spot is your y-intercept. So this is +2. So we're looking for 1/3 x plus 2. Our answer is actually B. So this is a giveaway again. Let me say it for you. Look out for these, right? Because you're not using calculators, so they're going to test your skills, your knowledge to see how much you know, and so on. All right. Let's keep it going. Number 5. I'm looking in the comments for your responses. So let me, oh my God, my phone fell. Let me see your responses. Let's scroll to question 5, right? There is your question 5. Now let's see what you have for that one right there before I drop my answer. Let me fix this device here. All right, I think I'm ready. All right, what you have for your answer there at 5, right? Let's take a look at 5. At YouTube, remember to drop your answers in the comment as we go. All right, so you're looking at number 5. Number 5 says a boat traveling on a bearing of 270 in what direction? Now, if you remember your direction is like this, all right? So you're looking at north, you're looking at south, you're looking at east, and you're looking at west. All bearings are from the north. So we're talking about this is 0, this is 90, this is 180. And by the time you reach here, you're at 270. So you could see you must be going west because we're talking about going around to this direction right here, west. So west is 270. You are definitely traveling west on that bearing right there. So your answer is actually A. All right. So you have to look out for these questions. Not a biggie, but let's just go through. All right. This question says the exchange rate for $1 US, all right, is going to be $2.70 in Eastern Caribbean money. And this one is a different one. It says the value of 4.5 US. Okay. So as you could see here, remember, no, you are having for every $1 US, it's 270. All right. So they are saying if you find yourself with a $4.50 US, definitely you're going to multiply by 270. The thing is with a multiple choice question though, is that it's not every time you're going to do the hard work. You observe this number. This number is a little bit over 4. This number is over 2. My answer must be over 8. So I'm not even going to work this question. I know that A cannot be the answer, B cannot be the answer, C cannot be the answer. My answer must be over 8, right? So in this case, by elimination, yeah, you eliminate, your answer is D. You have to pick D because your answer must be greater than 8. So right here, this must be greater than 8. We know that. And we saw numbers there. And that is why they basically put it like that. They are saying, look out. You don't have to work everything. We'll tell you when you need to work. All right. Now, in this case, we are saying x must be greater than or equal to 5, but it must be less than 10. Let's go again. X must be greater than or equal to 5. That means x starts at 5. So this is out, right? Because it's greater than or equal to 5, but it must be less than 10. That means 10 cannot be in there. This is out. This is out. And without a doubt, again, you could see by elimination, my answer is C. I want you to embrace elimination because a lot of times you really don't need to be working out some of these problems, right? So again, you could now see what cannot be, all right? What cannot be. We cannot start with a 6, and we definitely can have no 10 in this because it says less than 10. So it's from 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. But all I'm suggesting is by the time you even reach here, you would have seen that that is the answer. And this is how you pick your answers as you go forward. All right, we keep going. Number 8. Number 8 says P refers to the factors of 15. Q refers to the factors of 20, the highest common factor of these two numbers. In other words, so the highest common factor of H and V can be described as what? So take a look at this. Take a look at this one, right? So if you're talking about the factors of this, let's just drop them quickly. You're talking about 1, 3, 5, and a 15. Those are factors of 15. 20 will be 20, and then you're going to go to 10, then you have 5, you have 4, you have 2, and you have 1. So those are the factors of that. All right. So we have the factors of Q. We have P and Q looking at set Q, set P. So the question is saying the highest common factor of 15 and 20, all right, can be described as what? So what's the highest common factor you're seeing here? Highest common factor, it's a what? It's the highest common factor is what? 5. The highest common factor is 5. That's the biggest number that could go into both of them without a remainder right there. So 5 can be labeled as what, right? You can describe that as P, Q, union, or intersect. Take a look. Look at the two sets. Wouldn't you agree that 5 is what is intersecting? Like 5 is in that, and 5 is also in that, right? So 5 is good, but I'm seeing 1 as well too, because 1 is always a factor, right? 1 is always a factor. So the highest common factor, let me think about this. So we have 5, which is an intersection here for these two. We definitely see that, right? So we set P, factors of 15 now, because we're saying the highest common factor of 15 and 20 can be described as what? Factors of, no, we can't describe it as factors of 15 because not all of those work, right? So D is good. D is good. So if you keep looking, you're going to realize that you're going to have to come back to pick D. All right. You have to pick your D and move on. All right. It's not the union, because when you unite it, you're going to have 20 and so on. All right. So you pick your D and you move on. All right. So for this one now, let's take a look at this. We're going to have to observe this. Oh, I think my board is moving. All right, we're good. You observe this and you take a look at it. All right. Curl, he sees. All right. All right. So when you take a look at this now, we are saying that which of the following could describe the mapping? Observe the pattern. Observe the pattern. What are you noticing? So it's up to you. But you could use these as clues. You could use those as clues because I'm seeing. So I'm going to call this X because the arrow is pointing going this way. So be advised that your arrows always leave X and go towards Y. So even if they don't do it, you know that this is the X, this is the X, and this is the Y, because the arrow always go towards Y. So what are you doing? You notice that if you double the X and plus 1, you're gonna get it. So in other words, if I double 1 and plus 1, I get 3. So 2 times 1 plus 1 give me 3. 2 times 2 plus 1 give me 5. So you're seeing where it's 2x plus 1. So you would have to pick your B here based on what you're seeing. 2 times x plus 1. It's not the square. It's not squared. Be careful. It's 2 times x plus 1. All right? 2 times x plus 1. Kenil, double check. It's just 2 times x plus 1. It's not square. All right? All right. So we're good with that. So the answer is 2x plus 1. Let's go to number 9 and see what we have there at number 9. Where are we? Number 9 is a nice question. All right. So wait, is that number 9? Number 10. Okay. All right. So number 10, let's take a look at the one number 10. So number 10 says the area of the shaded part, you know. All right. So again, y'all know that this is 4. all right? Because based on what you're seeing. So the area must be the 4 times the 6, and it's going to be a half of it, right? Because that's the triangle basically we're dealing with, right? So the 4 times the 6, and it's a half of it. So we're looking at B. Okay, we're looking at B for that one. So number 10 is B. 10 is B. All right, anybody? We good with that? We good YouTube, everything? Cooking over there? Always saying at YouTube there. Drop your answers at YouTube. I'm looking for your responses right here. All right, as well as TikTok. All right, what year paper is this? You don't want to know the year paper. This paper is from 1993. And the reason why, if you look at the questions, you're going to realize these questions are more likely to come this year. CXC, I think CXC is going to go way back. So this is a good paper. All right, this is a 1993 summer paper, June. Let's take a look at this. You want to simplify this. I'm going to give you a quick way to simplify this. We definitely use what we call the butterfly method to do this. You can. So basically, you're going to multiply these two numbers right here. And this works when you're adding or subtracting fractions. So when you multiply 6p times 3s, you're going to get 18 with a ps. And then you're going to multiply like this. We say butterfly because we're going to draw a butterfly here. All right. So you're getting your 5 times your 5q times your 4r will give you 20 with a qr. And to top it off, you multiply these two bottom numbers, and that's how you get the butterfly. 5q and 3s will give you 15qs, and we'll look if we see that it's at D. All right. So basically, we're rolling through. As you can see, these questions are slightly different from the ones you have been doing over and over, which is why I'm thinking they're gonna go back in the 90s reserve. This is a 90s paper. So look out for these questions, guys, because you know that CXC is switching up. All right, let's take a look at this question. See if you could post your answer before me. 1993, June 1993. All right, so it says here, if the number x is such that x is greater than, right? X is greater than 60 and less than 80. Now, where would the square root lie? So you have to think, think. Now, the square root of 7 is 49, right? Square root of 7 is 49, but watch the question, x must be greater than this. But greater than 60 could be 61. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to use the square root 7 squared, which is 49. So I'm working with 49 because greater than 60 could be 61 or 62 and 63. So I'm not going to use 8 because 8 is going to be a problem for me because 8 is going to start at 64. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to have to go a little bit below that to make sure I capture 61 and 62. So I'm going from 49 and then it's not going to reach 9, right? So we know that 9 is 81 right here. So but we're less than 80. So we're less than 80. So we know we're functioning here. So what we're looking at here, as you could see, it's between your 7 and your 9. Okay? Between 7 and 9 would be okay. No, not 7 and 8. No, because what if we have 79 right here? So 79 will kick out 8. So you have to be careful. No, it's not 8 because remember 8 is 64. What if 65 is there? 60, what if 70 is there? So you have to cater for everything. So here's the deal. You have to think of the numbers that they're using right here and this number here and play with it. So you could say, let us use 61 to 79. What's going to work? It's going to be 7 and 9. All right. So you have to be careful there. The answer is not A. The answer is B. All right. So if you want to re-ask a question, the answer is B, people. Double check what you're doing. 8 is 64. You have to be careful. Be careful with this question. All right. It's not A. Because we're talking about numbers less than 80. What about 79? All right. So I'm going to scroll now, but I think you get it. The answer is B. All right. Let's take a look at this question right here. All right. So this question here, as you could see, says this, right? We're looking at this diagram here. So they gave us some stuff. It says in the diagram above, if u is the vector 4, 3, so wherever u is, I'm going to put 4, 3. This is for this vector going this way, right? And then they said, and y is negative 2, 1. Why? my bad, V, I can say Y, V, that's a V. So this vector is -2 with a 1 right here, all right? And you look at the arrows too, you know, this arrow is going this way, so be careful, right? And this arrow is going this way, so you use the arrows because the arrows will tell how we feel about the question, all right? Arrows will tell how you feel about the question. So it says in the diagram above, here, the question is PS. What if we want to travel PS like this? This is what we want. Now, be advised that if you want to go from P to S, here's the deal. You want to move, you want to find PS. You're going to move from P to T in that direction. Plus, you're going to move from T and end up at S in that direction. So pay attention to the direction. So PT, this is in the same direction. So this is 4, 3, normal direction. We're not changing anything. And even TS is going in the right direction for us, which is -2 and a 1. So when you add these numbers together, though, 4 plus -2 will give you 2. 3 plus 1 will give you 4. We're looking for a 2, 4, and that answer is B. Again, we never had to go contrary to our direction. We were flowing in the right direction for this question. All right, so we never had to go opposite to anything. We just keep rolling and we were good. All right, so 13 was 2, 4. All right, so 13 is 2, 4. Let me see who got it here. All right, send in the answers, people, so we can see what you're doing. Now, this says express this number in standard form. I'm going to write the number 0.0036 and an 8 in standard form. Remember, in standard form, your decimal point must come after the first non-zero digit, and you said times 10. So now we're going to figure out what is that number. Let's go. You're going 1, 2, 3. We're hopping 3 times. So this is going to be a 3. And as you could see, going from left to right, this is a negative number right here. So that's a negative, right? So it is 3.68 times 10 to the -3, right? Come on, let's go 10 to the -3. So the answer is at D. Everybody on TikTok, just tap up the screen and share the live right now, please. Tap up the screen, share the live. Come on, tap up the screen so the thing can just move around. Move on the algorithm. You know what time it is. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, we are at, hope everybody's good with D right there. Checking on your YouTube. What about the responses here? All right, what's going on here? Let me double check on YouTube what's going on right there. All right, let's come here for number 15. All right, so what we're doing at number 15 here, we want to simplify this and take a look at it. You simplify by distributing. So we're utilizing our distributive property right here. So 5 times 2x will give us 10x right here. And then 5 times -y will give you -5y. Then now it's going to be -2 times 3y will give you -6y. And then the same -2 times -5x will give you a positive. Remember, negative times negative will give you a positive. So we're going to get a positive 10x. I don't know what's going on here. All right. Hopefully it's going to, all right, it's gone. So that's a negative. So it's going to be a positive 10x. And then you call it your like term. I am saying 10x and 10x right here will give you 20x. So already you can see that this is the answer. That's the only one with 20. And then -5y, -6y is your -11. So you could see that the answer is D for dog. And definitely I see Malik getting that, Tashibra, all right, and Kareem James getting that one correctly right there. Now let's take a look at this question here. It's an inequality. The possible value of y would be what? So let us try to work this out. So what we have here is 60 minus y, and then this is greater than 20. So what we could do is to get the y on this side and then get the 20 on that side, all right? So we're going to have 60, and the 20 will be a -20 over this side. Put back your sign. The negative y will be positive y on this side. So if you look here, right, 60 minus 20 will give you 40. And then Here is the deal. This question is wonderful. Okay. A lot of people will pick C. C is not correct. See, if you pick C, you're wrong because the question says which one of these would be a possible value. This is an inequality, and this is saying that y must be greater than 40. Y cannot be 40. Let me repeat. Y must be greater than 40. So y cannot be 40. All right? Greater than 40. The only number here greater than 40 is 50. So it cannot be this, it cannot be this, and it cannot be that because we have to be greater than. That's why I'm saying these questions are kind of really cool right now. These questions are nice questions. All right, so the answer is definitely 50. All right. Yes, it is 50. Yeah, very good, very good. It's 50. It's 50. That's what we're talking about. All right. Now let's take a look at this matrix multiplication. Very nice. AB. So it's row by column. Where do I write this? I think I could write it right here. Let me just write this here. So we have a 2, 1. We have a 0 with a -1 right here. And then we have a 0 with a -2. We have a 3 with a 1. Everybody do your row by column. Remember, it's row by column, row by column. So in context, what we're really going to do is, if I should just label this for the class, this is row 1 and this is row 2. This is column 1 and this is column 2. What we're about to do is row 1 times column 1, then row 1 times column 2, then row 2 times column 1, then row 2 times column 2. Let me fix that writing there. Then row 2 times column 2. And there it is right here. So that's what we're going to execute. Normally when I execute, I look. So let's look. So we're going to have, so let me write. We're going to have 2 times 0 plus 1 times 3, right? Good. Sorry for the writing there. And then it's going to be 2 times -2 plus 1 times 1. All right. Plus 1 times 1. All right. 1 times 1. All right. There, -1, -4, -3. You know that we can stop? Let me tell you why we can stop. I'm going to tell you why we're going to stop. Take a look. This value here is a 3. And this value here is a -3. This is the only one with a -3 right here. So when you're doing your multiple tries, I'm not telling you to do everything. You could see right there that we will get a 3 followed by a -3. I don't need to do anything else. And that is what we want. We don't want you to think in a multiple tries you need to do everything. No, because we saw what we got already. This is the key right now. When I look at my answers, I'm not seeing -3. I'm not seeing -3. I'm not seeing -3. I will stop. And that is why when you work these problems, I would want you to look at your answer as you work. Don't take the time and do everything. That's a waste of your time right there. All right? Because it's a multiple choice. You work and you pick. That's the key. We could stop. All right? And I'm not going to work anymore for you right there. Let's go down. I hope everybody get the point that we're making right there. All right. So for number 18, it says, a company gives 10% discount off your mark price. A government tax of 8% is charged on it. So in other words, the company giving you a discount, but despite that, the government want 8%. So you can double work this. Find what you will pay and then add back 8% to it. All right. So that's what we're really going to do now. So what you will pay, right? You will pay, so 10%. Really and truly, 10% is a drop off a zero, right? That's how I used to teach this. I really never used to work out 10% because 10% means to drop off a zero. So it's going to be 500, but normally I still just do it. But so 0 cancels 0, 0 cancels 0. So it's 500. 10% means to drop off a zero. So in this case, if you take your, let me see, let me do it right here. If you take that 5,000 and you take out that 500, you will pay 4,500. Okay, you will pay this because this is you getting a discount. But right now, government is saying, hey, we actually want from you we definitely want from you 8%. So now you're going to find 8% of your 4,005 and add it back to it. All right, that's what we're saying. These two zero here, cancel here. All right, so what you're really working is 45 times 8. Not a big deal. 8, 5, 40. Carry the 4. 8, 4 is 32, and 4, 36. So basically, you're going to pay this now. You will pay 4,005 plus 360. So you could see you're going to pay 4,860 after government put on them tax. I hope everybody good with that. All right. We good? So you will pay that amount right there for that as we go right there. All right, so we still at it, still at it, still at it, still at it, still at it. Hey, all right, wonderful. All right, let's go to question 19. Question 19 is basically a factorization. So it's like they're saying, hey, can you factorize this and just tell me what you see, all right? Now, if you, where do I write this? So our A value, let me just put it right here. Our A value is 6 and our C value is -4. Now, 6 times -4 gives you -24, right? -24, all right? So with your -24, you want two numbers now that can give a 5. So I'm going to say to everybody, remember now, this is a 8 and a 3. 8 and a 3 can give a 5. But guess what? One of them will be negative, one will be positive, right? But the 5 is positive. That means it's a +8 and a -3. So I hope everybody remember the idea. It's a +8 and a -3 that you need so that you can get your 5 there. So where do I find the space to do this? Let me see if I can squeeze it right there. So if I have a space, let me do it over this side. Sorry. I'm saying this is going to be 6x squared plus 8x minus 3x minus 4. Okay? Then you're going to group these. All right? You're going to group these. So what you're using here is 2x, and 2x into this will give you the 3 with an x, and 2x into +8 will give you, into +8x is +4. And then you could take a look back at your answers, and any one of these have this, you can stop, you know. It's because you could see that you can see that the answer is going to be this, and this is how you do multiple choice, you know. I'm gonna finish it, but don't waste your time. The moment you see what you want and there's nothing else like it, we good. But I'm gonna go through. You would have used -1 here, so -1 will give you a +3x and +4. So when it's factorized, you have 3x plus 4, because you're not showing working in the exam, all right? 2x minus 1, as you could see right here. And I'm just going to point at it for those who will be looking at this, that we use this, all right? I just worked it over there. But what I was saying to you, you know, by the time you work out the first part, you're seeing 3x plus 4 as the only 3x plus 4. Pick your answer and move. You're right. That's what we're saying for multiple choice. But let's keep it going. I hope everybody good right here. Yes, yes, yes. Is he talking to you? I don't know, because I'm not paying attention to all the chats right here. Let me take a look. What's going on in YouTube right here? All right. All right, let's go to number 20. Let's go to number 20. If you can do number 20, drop your answer. It says classes in school start 8:50 at the end and ends 3 o'clock. This is regular. Everybody will go to school 8:50, by 3 o'clock we gone home. This is saying there is a 20-minute break. Pay attention. 20-minute break time, and then you have a 1 hour midday. All right, cool. How much time is spent in class? You can just backtrack your ideas, right? So what you can do, you know, you can check to see how much time you really spent. So you can check from 9 o'clock. You can say 9. All right, so check from 9 to 3. From 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you check this, you're going to see how many hours that is. And then you know you have 10 minutes. So basically, it's 6 hours and 10 minutes. Like you said, 9, 10, 11, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. So this is basically 6 hours here. But if you're thinking of from 8:30, I'm going to put the real thing now. I'm going to put the 8:50 here. All right. So you could see that from 8:50 to 3 o'clock, it's 6 hours and 10 minutes, right? 6 hours and 10 minutes. That, you see that? 6 hours and 10 minutes. Let me see if I can write this better. 6 hours and 10 minutes. Now all you're going to have to do is just to subtract. Just subtract all of those. Just subtract all of those little stuff. Now you could take out 1 hour out of that for lunch. So you're when you subtract the 1 hour, you can see that you're down to 5 hours, 10 minutes. And then now you can take out your 20 minutes now, you know. And if you take out 20 minutes out of this, you can see now you're down to what? 4 hours and 50 minutes. That's what you're down to now. When you keep subtracting and going on, you're right here. This is the time that you spend in class. So you just take your time and you do your thing. I'm just saying, you just take your time, do your thing, and walk your way down. No problem. All right. Or you could just do it one time if you want. It doesn't matter. All right. Doesn't matter. So our answer right here is B. Right. Our answer is B. All right. Let's keep it going here. Let's keep it going here. All right. Let's keep it going here. Let's go up. Now, when you look at this here, right? When you look at this here, it says 20. So we look number 21, you could see that everything outside of the 3 sets would be shaded. This is complement. The moment you're seeing everything except the sets, it means it's complement. No, this is a 3 sets. So it's the union that was complemented. Okay. So you're looking on the complement of A union B union C, the complement of it. So this is the answer, right? So we're looking at the complement of that union, right? Of A union B union C, the complement of this, okay? So we're good right there. I hope everybody sees that and you're good with 21 being D for dog. Are we good? 21 right there. Let me know if you're good. We're scrolling. If you're having a problem, I could restate what's going on here. All right. Give me a second. All right, let's take a look at number 22. So number 22 says there are 900 children in a town. The probability, so it's a probability question, and the probability that a child is affected by an epidemic is 1/3. So there's a 1 in 3 chance to catch it. It says how many children are not likely, not. So not would have been the remainder, which would have been 2/3. Okay. So you're talking about you want to find 2/3 of the total. That's what we're talking. Okay. Oh, yeah. So 2/3 of 900. Y'all know it's 600 already, but I still gotta break it down, break it down, break it down. So 3 into itself is 1, and 3 into this. My bad, this is 9. Did I write 6? I wrote the answer. Hold on. 9,000. The answer is 6,000. 9. So you gotta break it down. 3 into itself is 1. 3 into this will give you 3,000, and 2 times that will give you your 6,000. So this is the answer. All right. So it's a very straightforward question, as you could see right there. We're going. Yes. B. All right. All right. All right. Let's take a look at this question now, right here. right here for this one, I'm going to put this in blue. Man, this is a bit messy. All right, so if I put this in blue for you right here, so we could borrow off that thing that we did before. Now, as you could see, first, I want you to focus on the brackets. When a power is raised to a power, all right, you multiply powers. So you see that a to the second will become a to the sixth when a power raised to a power. And you see that b to the one, it will become b to the third. And then everything is multiplied by 2. So you're looking for that. You're looking for 2, a to the 6, b to the third. You take a look, your answer is at b. And when you're looking, make sure, all right, just make sure. So we have to be careful. We have to be careful for 23. No, no, 23 is not C. 23 is B. All right, so we have to be careful with how we handle our thing. All right, it's B. All right, take a look again. Power raised to a power. Have to be careful. All right, everybody. Don't forget that little third power out there. All right, let's take a look at this 24th question here, which I believe is a brilliant question. So it says in the triangle ABC above not drawn to scale, A is x degrees, B is 2x degrees. If C is less than, this is key. If C is less than 20, C is less than 120, what is the angle at A? The angle at A is X. They are saying this is an inequality. So this is not a regular that you can set up. So we are saying that you should understand that to find that angle, you will add and take from 180. So in other words then, 180 minus X plus 2X will give me this C. But guess what? We're not going to put equal in. We're not going to put equal. Let me tell you why. Because they did say it's less than 120. So we are saying that, hey, if you take away these, if you add these and take it from 180, the result you get for that third angle at C must be, this is my C, it must be less than 120. This is your setting up. And then when you set up now, you walk your way out. No, the answer is not 60. That's what I'm saying. You gotta be pay attention. That's why I think they're gonna come with these. Set it up. This is an inequality. It's not an equation because they did say right here less than 120. So if you subtract, so watch this. So 180 subtract 3x is less than 120. Solve now. All you're doing is solving. This go over that side and this come over here. Let's do that. Let's do that. So 180 minus 120 is less than 3x. This is 60. Come on, people. 60 less than 3x. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. X is greater than 20. X cannot be less than 20, right? And X cannot be exactly 60. Those are out. Now you're going to figure out, am I between 20 to 60 or 60 to 120? But X must be greater than 20. That's all you know. So it could be 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and so on. Now, X has to be here. And I'm going to show you why it has to be there. X cannot even be 60. Because if X is 60, work it out for yourself. If X is 60, you're going to get 60 here and 120 here. That's already 180 degrees. And you're not even catered to this angle here. That is why X cannot be even 60. Because if X is 60, you're not going to have enough degrees for the three angles. Hello, people. Right? So X cannot be 60. So just bear in mind, X is less than 60 and greater than 20. So it's between 20 to 60. Be careful. This is a boss question, and I believe these are the questions they're coming with. All right, they are coming with these questions. So All right, let's keep it going. So I hope everybody get the idea. All right, it cannot be 60, cannot be more than 60, because you're thinking of 180 degrees to add up everything. So it has to be less than 60, and if more than 20, all of that could work. All right, so you have to be careful with those questions. Let's keep it going. Number 25. So number 25 here says here, the circle. So you're looking at, it says here, did I miss any question though? Not really. Okay. All right. So it says here, the area of the circle above, right? It's not drawn to scale, is 270. So we know the area of the whole circle is 27. What is the area of the shaded? The shaded part would have been 150 degrees out of the 360 of the total this here. So you're finding what fraction is shaded right here. What fraction? You work it out because it's 150, so you could easily cancel these. The zeros cancel. And then what else could you use here? You definitely have, you could use 3 if you want. You can say 3 into this is 12, right? And 3 into this is 9. My bad. You can go again. You can say 3 into this is 3. And 3 into this is, no, 3 into that is 4. My bad. 4. And then the 3 is at the top. Let me write the 3 here. And this is 4 here. As you could see here, 3 times 15, that's 45 at the top, divided by 4. 4 into 45 goes 11 times, 11, 4, 44, and 1/4. But 1/4 is the same thing as, so listen, 11 and 1/4 is the same thing as 11.25, because a quarter is 0.25. Your answer is A. All right. So your answer is A right there as you go through. All right. All right. Let's keep scrolling. All right. Let's take a look at this. So bear in mind, people, what I realize a lot of people think is they're trying to memorize questions. The concepts doesn't change. So the idea is the same. Don't think you will go in there and see repeated question. You will not. You will not. And CXC will never repeat more than 5 questions. People just normally say, let's repeat question. They're lying. They're not repeated questions. They may look like it, but they change something in the questions. So you're not going to see it like that. You might see between 5, 6, or 7, or maybe none. You understand? So what I want you guys to focus on is learning how to do the paper right, rather than trying to like say, oh, what your paper is this? Oh, it's January. Okay, let me swat it. Waste of time. All right, don't do that to yourself. And anybody else is saying that, you know, just know that it doesn't work like that. All right. All right, let's go to the next question right here. Give me a simple. Give me a second, please. All right, so let's take a look at this question. It says the coordinate of the point A. So this is the point A. All you got to do is to find the coordinate of that. It is simply 1, 3, right? Remember, with your coordinates, you always have to take the X followed by the Y. So it is 1, 3, and this is it. 1, 3 for the coordinate of A right here. So we're working on principles, right? So we're talking about 1, 3. Now, the next question says the gradient of AB. Take a look at your thing. You can do this more than one ways. You can calculate your gradient, you can count it. But let us say you want to calculate your gradient. Normally, y'all know that your gradient goes with y2 minus y1, and you put that over x2 minus x1. You can count it or you could calculate. So let us say you want to calculate it. This point here is 1, 3. And this point here is 3, 0. Okay, so you can label them whichever one, x1, y1, x2, y2. So you can label y2, 0 minus 3 over x2, 3 minus 1. So you're looking for negative 3 over 2. So negative 3 over 2 is what you're looking for, and it's right here. All right, it's definitely here. Let's keep moving, keep moving. And again, CXC not repeating questions, guys. They don't normally do that. The ideas repeat. All right. Question 28. The equation of CB. So go back and look at what CB is. CB. This is C and this is B. This is the y-axis. The x-axis, which is y equals 0. Your x-axis is y equal 0. All right. A lot of people think the x-axis is x equals 0. It's not. Let me go again. This line is an horizontal line on your x-axis. It's y equals 0. Do not get that wrong. So the equation of CB is y equals 0. And the reason for that is it's an horizontal line. Okay. All right. So it's y equals 0. All right. Hope everybody grab that and go. All right. As I said, these questions are very good for whatever you have planning. Let's go. Which of the following represent the statement? Take a look at this now. It says, which of the following represent this statement? The difference of two square numbers is positive. So the difference of two square number, difference of two square, x square minus y square. That's the difference of two square. When something is positive, it's greater than 0. That's all it means. So this is the answer. The difference of two square number greater than 0. And you're good. So put it together. As I said to you, these questions are definitely excellent questions. Let's go. Given that x is equal to negative 3, what is the value of this? So you're going to substitute your negative 3 here. So this is negative 3, and you're raising this to that power minus, but this is a negative 3 here. There's a plus 5. Let's relax and look at what you have. Now, do not ignore the negative that is already there, right? Bear in mind, there is nothing that's squared. Let me look if they ask me to do anything on the screen because I'm not remembering. There is nothing squared that is actually negative. So this would have given us 2 times positive 9. And these two things here will become positive. So it becomes plus 3 and then plus 5. What are we looking at? We're looking at 18 plus 3 plus 5. So basically, this is 26. We're looking at our answer is there, right there for B. All right. Well done. Nice question. Nicely put, Anthony, 2008. And those on YouTube, don't listen to anybody. CXC is not repeating questions. All right. Ideas are coming. Ideas are coming. So learn to work your problems out. All right. All right. Let's go to question 31. Question 31 says the simple interest on 560 for 2.5 years is 98. What is the rate? You're going to have to work out this one. Every now and then a question comes where you have to work. The rate is always given by 100 times your interest divided by P times your R. So you could take times your T, right? P times your T, right? Because we're finding R. Let me put our T here. So in this case, 100 times 98 over 560 times 2.5. You're going to have to work these out. There's no easy way around this. You work these out. The only thing I can say is you can cancel a few things here, right? You can cancel. For example, this 0 would cancel that 0 right there, right? So those 0 cancels there. And you could cancel them by 2 some more if you want. So you literally can say, hey, 2 into this is actually 5, and 2 into this will give you like 28, right? And then you just keep breaking it down with numbers that you're comfortable with. Just keep breaking it down. We're not going to guess the answer. I will not using any calculators. All right. So you have to keep pushing it. So 2 into this will give you a 14. 2 into this will give you 49, right? And then you could see something popping up here, right? This 49, 7 look like it can go. So look, 7 into this is 2, and 7 into this is 7, right? 7 into that is 7. And you keep working, break it down until you get what you want. All right? Give me 1 second there. All right. So where are we? So here it is. You have 35. Look, this is now 35 divided by 5. I'm just working it so you could see. Not rushing anything. 35, 75, 35. And then 2 times 2.5 is 5. And this is 7. All right? And I'm just saying, I'm not saying you got to break it down the way I am doing it. The only reason why I'm doing it like this is because I want people to see that in the exam, it's not like you're at home and some people just cheat and just drop in the numbers and see the answer. You won't have access to any calculator. So you're going to have to break it down. So I took it the longest way possible. Some of the things we could use 4, I use 2, just for people to see and feel comfortable as we work them down. The answer is B. Anyways, all right, let's keep scrolling it. Now look at this question. It says the mean of 11 number is 77. One of the number is 13. One of the number 13, which is deleted. What's going to be the mean of the other 10 numbers? All right. So this number is definitely testing you to see if you understand. If the mean of 11 number is 7, that means I could find the aggregate. The aggregate is to multiply the mean times the total number of numbers. So 7 times 11 will tell you that we had a total of 77 before. Before you divide it by 11, it was 77. That is why if you divide the 77 by 11, you get 7 to be the mean. So this is the aggregate. This is called the aggregate, okay? Now, we are saying that 13 came out of the total, so you subtract 13, subtract your 13, you get 64. Now, when you subtract 13, you're now left with 10 numbers, not 11 anymore. So they're saying, what is the mean of that 10? You just divide by 10, you get 6.4. It's that B, all right? It's not a big question right there. So this is testing if you understand your mean, and so on. That's what this is testing for. Do you understand your mean? Guys, please like and follow. Now, remember, if you haven't followed yet, just follow. All right. Now let's look at 33. A car presently valued at 12,000 depreciates at 10% per annum. What will be its value 1 year later? All right. What will be its value 1 year later? Now, all you're going to do is to let it go by 10%. Take off your 10%. 10% is coming off. So 10% of what is coming off? 10% of your 12,000. Remember I said to you 12%, 10% is to drop off a zero. If you got that by now, you're good. So you take your 12,000 and all you want to do is you want to minus your 1,200. You're going to realize you're left with 10,800. So in 1 year time, your car will now value 10,008. All right. So the answer is A for that one. All right. Your answer is A for that one. Very good question. Very good question. All right. Same questions here, but the only thing is these are not questions you're used to. So definitely it's testing you whether or not you really know to do the maths or you have been swatting and looking back for answers. And I know CXC going through a lot of people. But let's go. It says the pie chart above not drawn to scale represent the masses of ingredients. Okay, so ingredients. So the total mass is 288, The total mass for the ingredients is 288. What is the combined mass in grams of fat and sugar? We want to know this. But in order to find that, we need the angle for those together, man. In order to know that, we're going to need the angle for all of this together. But we can know the angle because if we add up the one, if we take 360 and you subtract the sum of 100 plus 75 plus 20, then you're going to get the angle for sugar and fat combined, which is what you want. So this is what? 170, this is 195, right? So take your 360, subtract your 195 from that quickly. Tell me what you get. 360 subtract your 195. Do it quickly. Let me see what you get. Anybody? 360 minus your 195. Do it quickly and see what you get. All right. So you should get a 5 here, get a 6. So you get 1, you should get 165, right? So 165 is the angle that represents these two. So what you're going to have to do now is to find 165 degrees out of the total and then multiply by the 288 because it's the 288 you're working with, you know, because they did say everything is 288. So these are the same type of questions coming back, only that the numbers are not what you're used to, which is good for your practicing. Now, what you could do is to break this down with whatever you want, right? Let us say you want to break this down with, I don't know, you probably could break it down with 5 if you want. You could break it down with 5, or you want to break it down with 2. All right, let us say you break it down with 2. You get 180 right here, and then this becomes 144. I'm just saying, you break it down with what you're comfortable with. But when you're looking at, you know that 12 can go into 144, and 12 can go into this, you know, 12 into 12. 12 into 144 is 12, and 12 into 180, that's 15. Yeah, 12 into 180, that's 15. All right, 12 into 180 is 15, and then you could keep going again. And then watch this. You could go 5 into this is 3. 5 into this is 5 with a what? With a 1. So this is 53 right here. I'm just saying. All right. So 5 into the 165 divided by 5. You're seeing your, did I say 50? 33, my bad. So you have your 33 right here, right? So you're looking at 33 right here. And then 3 into itself is 1. 3 into 33 is 11. And everybody should know 11 times 12, 100 and what? 32. And this is what we're saying. That's your timetable here. 132, that's your timetable. You scroll, 132 should be there. It's right here. And remember, as I said to you, the way in which you break down your thing, you're on your own with that. I'm just doing it the simplest way for the slowest person in the class. Like, we're using 2 and 3 and then local number, you could see it evolving. But if you can jump, people jump with the numbers, all right? So the answer is 132. All right, let's go to this question here. This is a circle theorem. And you know why I love this question? I've never seen this question before, which means that it's going to test whether or not you can do it. All right. So let us see if you can do this now. It says in the circle, we're seeing, matter of fact, we see everything there. Everything is there. So let's see what they want. They want the angle BAC back. They want this angle. And I'll say to you, in order to find that angle, all right, in order to find that angle, all I need to do is to find the angle that is in the same segment. So A and D. So angle A and angle D, they are same segment. Now, if I am able to find D, of which I can, then I automatically find A. I want everybody to see what we're saying. If we find D, we automatically find A. All right? So now let's push it through. Now, all I'm going to do is to come on the inside right here, which is a straight line right here. So if I take 180, and if I pull out 78 from that, I'm going to have 102, which means I am now inside this triangle right here with 102. Now, if I add this angle and the 120 and the 28, so if I add the 102 to my 28, right, then I'm going to have 130, which means that the remaining angle here must be 50. Because remember, I know 180 minus 130, that means that remaining angle is 50. And since this is in the same segment, this is 52, so the angle that they asked me for is 60. So again, as you could see, you're dealing with your same segment, right? And you just relax, look. But you are not going to see the same segment immediately. But what you do realize was you were able to make an association. Angle D is the same thing as angle A. How? They're in the same segment of the circle. So if I focus on finding angle D, since I have a lot of information about that triangle, then I automatically find that. I trust that everybody is okay with their 50. If not, you can say something. I'll definitely respond to you. All right? But I trust we are good right there. Let's keep scrolling. All right. Let's take a look at number 5. This question is still repeating to today's date. Take a look at this. Arrows move from left to right? Not really. You look at the arrow, like what it is pointing to. In this case, it's going from left to right. But I really want you to focus on where the arrow is going more than to say left to right, okay? Because CXC can switch it around and let the arrow go the other way, all right? So in this case, you're noticing that there is many things going to 1. So it's called, there's no 2 to 1, you know, it's either 1 to 1, many to 1, or 1 to many. But in this case, we're seeing many things going towards 1. So it's many to 1. This is C right here. 36 is C. It's many going to 1. So the moment you have more than one thing going there, it's many to 1. Now, look at this question now. This question says the translation T maps P onto P prime. What is the image of Q under the same translation? Very good question. So remember though, you can easily find your translation by taking your image and minus your object. I said that yesterday. Image minus your object. So in this case, my image is 5, -1. This is my image. If I subtract the object, let me look if they're asking me to do anything, because they always do that. All right, cool. Because I gotta go back and forth. I don't want that to close the live. All right. So you minus 2, 3. Right? Let's go again. Let's go again. This is just P. There's no, all right. This is just P right there. Let me fix that. P. So again, it's your image minus your object. All right. So 5, -1. So do your regular subtraction. So my translation is 5 minus 2, and that's going to give me 3 at the top. -1 minus 3, that's -4. This is the translation. Now, if you never knew, object plus translation give image. Just remember that. Object plus translation give image. This is now my object. My object is 0, 4. And I'm going to add my translation now, which is 3, -4. And my result is what they're asking for. 0 plus 3 is 3. 4 plus -4 is 0. That's in a vector form, but you have to represent it as a coordinate. You got to put the 3 in front, and then the 0 comes after. Your answer is C. This is a boss question, and very good question, because it's really testing your ability. All right. So you find the translation, and then you do realize that you're using it, all right, on another object to find the image. All right, there we go. 3, 0. That is C. Let's keep going. So for this question now, you're going to have to work out your skills. It says a box contained 28 kilograms, and they took out 10.5 were sold. What percentage is left? What percentage of the potato is left? So you can either find what percentage is 10.5 of this, or you can subtract it. So if you take your 28 and you minus 10.5, what you really have is 17.5. This is what is left. I'm saying this is what is left. Let me write this better. This is what is left, people. 17.5. So basically they're saying, can you represent 17.5 out of the total that was and give it to me as a percentage? This is what they're asking. There it is. That's all they're asking. Yeah. So it's up to you to work without decimal if you want. So if you don't want to work with decimal, how did you get -4? Where? I just saw that. -4? You got -4. Look at the numbers. -1 minus 3. Let me know if you see it. The person that asked about -4, look, -1 minus 3. -1 minus 3, that's -4. All right? Positive and negative equal negative. No, man, -1 minus 3, that's -4, okay? All right? Remember, we didn't, so remember, the only time you get positive is when negative times negative. But when a negative minus another negative, that's more negative, okay? So I hope you saw that. Let's go back right here. So what I'm saying here is CXC questions, people. That's what you need to know. All right, so it's 17.5. So here's the deal. You could now change your 17.5 to a whole number if you don't want to work with decimals. So that means you could change this to a whole number and add a 0 to this one at the bottom. All right, so basically you could work with 175 over 280 times this, and now the numbers work out way easier for you. What do I mean? You could see 0 cancel, 0 here. All right, that's up to you. All right, and then you could go with 2 if you want. 2 into this is 5, and 2 into this give you 14. All right, and then you could keep pushing, keep pushing, 14 and 3, 35. So, and as you could see, 7 definitely could go into this. Let's check. 7 into this is 7 into 14 is 2, and remainder 3. This is, and then 7 into 35 is 5. So that's 25 right here, right? 7, remember 7 into 17, that's 2, remainder 3, that's 35, 5. And then 7 into this is 2. What are you looking at? We're almost done. 5 times 25, that's going to be 125 over 2. Okay, this is 62 and a half. Boom, there's your answer. So, I mean, I think like questions like these, you just keep working down. It's just regular canceling down. All right. So that's you working down. Do your thing. Same type of question is a 1993 question, but the same idea is coming. The only difference is I think they might bring back, because based on how they're doing their exams, they know that you guys are getting all the new papers. They are not going to give you questions from that. I promise you. They are not. Worse, like how they plan to change the syllabus and everything. Hey, listen, you better be prepared to work your problems, right? But the ideas are the same. That's what we notice. Nothing fresh is here. All right, let's say this one says the 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 sides of a parallelogram are this. This, if you don't know much about right triangle, you're going to struggle with this. So let me just push this through quickly. So this is 12 and this is 5. This is what they're saying. This is 12, this is 5, because it's a parallelogram. They did say the diagonal is 13. Hold on, let me put, this is 5. Diagonal goes across like this. This is 13. And if you never know, there are what we call special right triangles. This is a right triangle by default every time. So this is a right triangle by default. This is another right triangle by default. You could keep this in your brain. So whenever you see questions with 3, 4, 5, those are the answers. When you see the questions with 5, 12, 13, these are special right triangles. So because this is a regular right triangle, then I can easily work out the area, because this is a 90 degree. So even though I draw the diagram and it looks slant, it's not slant. This is more of a rectangle than anything else. All right. So all you're going to do, this is going to be the base, and this is the height because it's a 90 degrees. So it's 12 times 5 over 2, 60 over 2 equal 30. These are right triangles right here, right? Triangles. So any triangle you have with 12, 5, and 13, it's a right triangle. 3, 4, and 5, it's a right triangle. So you can note that right now. Let's keep it pushing. All right. Oh, did I circle this? All right. 5, 12, 60. 60 divided by 2. Oh, my bad, you need to double it. My God. All right, so 2. So 30 would be for this one, and 30 for this one because it's two of them. So it's this. Or you could have just said length times width, because since you know, understand that this is basically a rectangle, right? So since you're going to realize that this is basically a rectangle, you could have simply said 12 times 5 as well and get your 60 for your answer. I think I still circle 30, even though I'm saying 60. So this is 60, all right, for the entire thing. All right, so the area of that is 60. What we're saying, the triangle here is 30, that triangle there is 30, but you never had to do that. You can just work out your length times the width, because you realize that these are 90 degrees. That's what will help you to get it right, because they are 90 degrees. All right, let's keep pushing. All right, 40. It says the score which occurs the most. Everybody knows the most is called your mode. All right, so the score which occurs the most is called your mode. I got in trouble because I don't know what you mean, because I'm not just my teacher. So I don't know what you're talking about. Who is that? Goose. What method you're referring to? What method? I don't know what you're saying. Method? A method done right cannot be wrong, sir. Anyways, let's take a look at this. It says here, it says here, it says here, median is what? Median is your middle term. Median is in the middle of the thing. Median is in the middle of the thing. Median is in the middle. All right, let's keep going. So for this one, they said how many students? So basically, this histogram is showing the score obtained. All right, it's obtained by student in a mathematics test out of 6. So you could see it's marked out of 6. So 6, yes, which means some person get 0, some people get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All you're gonna have to do is to add up how tall these are. Just add them up. That's all you're doing. So in other words, then 10% get 0. So that's 10 plus 10, somebody get 1. That's another 10 plus 15, somebody get 2 out of 6. 20, somebody get 3. You just add up these numbers in, but be careful. 40, somebody, just add up these numbers. That's what we're doing. We're adding up the numbers. And then we have another 10, somebody again. This is 10. Where do I write this? And lastly, there's a 5. So all you're doing is you're adding up the height of your histogram, and that will be the total right there. Just add them up. So let's start off. 40 plus 10 plus 10, that's 60. 60 plus 10, that's 75. 75 plus this is 95. 95 plus 5 is 100, and 100 plus 10, 110. This gives a total of 110 if you're checking. So 110 is right here. 110 is right here. All right, 41, 40. All right, 40. We're at 43. All right, so it says if John's present age is 3x and Jane is twice his age, right? So present age, let me just write them. John, Jane. So normally I just write what they say. So John is 3x and Jane is twice. So Jane is 6x. All right. What will be the sum of their age in 5 years' time? In 5 years' time, the sum of their age will be as follows. Look at what John will be in 5 years. So I'm just going to work it that way. In 5 years' time, John will be 3x plus 5. In 5 years' time, Jane will be 6x plus 5. I'm just saying, in 5 years' time, that's what they'll be. So all you're doing now, you're adding up your like terms. 9x plus 10. Don't rush it. All right, 9 plus 10. 5 years' time, everybody just put on them 5 more on whatever they are now. 5 plus 5, nothing else. All right, and you're gone. All right, let's go to 44. 44 says the rectangular field is equal to 4. So we have a rectangular field right here. So rectangular field, this is 4x. Did I say the length? Long. And 2x, okay. There it is. We're going to put on that. So normally, let's make a quick sketch, put on what you have to put on, and then you'll see what's up. All right. They said the perimeter is 288. So what is x? All right. So you're going to apply your principle here. What is x? So perimeter is the add up. So I could put this here, and I could put this over here so everybody could see. So basically, we're saying, let me just write this, 4x plus 4x plus, let me write this better. I don't like how that look. So again, 4x plus 4x plus 2x plus 2x is 288. I'm working based on what they said. They just told you that the perimeter is. So you add up this. So this is 4, 4, 8, 10, 12. So this is 12x, which is equal to 288. Remember, you don't have calculators. So it's not like, do not trick yourself and just drop this on a calculator. No, just don't do it. Divide and just cancel down. All right, 24 will be the answer, but may I say just take your time. Take your time. There it is. So you break it down with 2 until you feel comfortable, right? Or just do your thing. 2 into this 6, 2 into this is 144. Yeah. So you could see, you could go again if you want. It's up to you, right? Or you could say 6 into itself is 1, and 6 into this goes 2 times, and remainder 2, 6, 4s, 24. So you could see 24 coming out as you break things down, and you pick your 24, and you're gone. So 24 is the value of x. Are we good? Are we still? Everybody good? Everybody good? YouTube, one with this. 45B. Okay, somebody work with 45 already. All right, not a problem. All right. Man, make we see what I go on. Right, yes or no? All right. Yeah, transpose. Remember now, you make V the subject. So we're going to write this. If E is equal to a half mv squared, this is a physics formula. Mass time half, mass time velocity square give you energy. All right. You're trying to find V. First, I'll multiply both sides by 2. So you could see that 2E is equal to mv squared. Remember, we want V, so I'm going to divide by m. Yeah, divide by m. So 2E divided by m is v squared. So you could see your answer already. I see the answer. But you're going to take your square root, you know what I mean? So you could see, but in the exam, you don't have to do this, you know. The reason why I'm doing this, I'm going to use this document. But the moment I look and I see one thing with 2E, I'm gone. That's how I do multiple choice. The moment I see one thing with 2E at the top, I'm gone. I wouldn't even finish because definitely it's a multiple choice and you don't have to break it all the way down. You're not showing any working, right? All right, yeah, man. Anything is anything, you know. All right, let's push it. Not everybody have that skill, so we break it right down for everybody. All right, let's look at this. This is a vector question right here. Let me see if we can. All right, there it is. Now it says in the diagram above, not drawn to scale, DE is parallel. Oh, it's not a vector. It's a similar triangle look like. So DE is parallel to AB. All right, we've seen that. All right, so we see it, and they put on everything. All right, good. What is the length of AC? Now, here's the thing. These are two similar triangles, right? Similar triangles is like an enlargement. It's like this was enlarged and it turned into this. So be careful now. All right. So let me tell you, let me just, oh my God, where my rubber is. My rubber is not coming. All right. Let me show you what I'm saying. I am saying the triangle C to D to E. Let me put the triangle here. Is similar. Is similar to triangle C. This is triangle here. C, A, B, all the way down in them. Remember, those two triangles are related. They are related. So bear in mind, let me just show you, watch this. BC is 15, not 10, because it's gonna start all the way up to C. So that's what? Your 10 plus your 5, that's 15. Look at the relationship at BC to CE. It's 1/3 of it. If you divide the 15 by 3, it takes you here. Okay, or if you multiply the 5 by 3, it gives you the entire thing. That means if I multiply 7 by 3, this is going to be 21 by default. This is how these are. It's like a scale factor. The scale factor is 3. 3 times the small produce the big. All right, so definitely this is going to be 14, but the entire distance of AC is going to be 21. It's simply 7 times 3. In other words, 5 times 3 gives 15. Therefore, 7 times the same 3 will give 21. The sides are related. The sides are related. And I promise you, this is 3. 3 times 3 give 9, don't you, sir? But that's not a part of the whole thing. So I'm going to take it off. We don't need it. All right? But let me just keep it going. Where's 21? 21 is right here. All right. All right. Let's keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. All right. Take a look at this now. Same question that we have. All right. So it says, watch this. The length of arc. The length of arc, not area. All right. Not area. So the fact that it's not area, no square will be on your radius, people. No square. It's arc. All right. So it says, so do you know the formula? This is it. This is the formula. The formula, this is just the formula for arc length, to be honest. So this is the arc length formula. Straight up. That's your arc length formula right there. All right. Theta over 360 times 2 pi r. All right, let's go to 49. That's not 50. All right. So here it is. P and Q are two finite sets. This type of question has been coming on for years, where if I want to find the number of sets, let me just say it. If I want to find the number of elements, let me put this, I'm going to put it at the bottom. If I want to find the number of elements in P intersect, or P union, that's what we find in Q, it's going to equal to the number in P plus the number in Q minus the number in P intersect Q. This same formula, look out for it. It comes over here. So it's 3 for P plus 5. Okay, everybody see? 3. Am I right? Oh, 7. P7. This is 7. So it's 7 plus 5, right? My bad. So 7 plus 5, and then we're subtracting 3. We're looking for 9. This is B. All right. All right, let me look if they want me to draw across anything. All right, they don't. Okay. All right, we're going with that. We're good. Let's take a look here. This one here. It says in a parallelogram ABCD above, not drawn to scale. Not drawn to scale. All right. So AB is equal to 5, BC is equal to 4, and C is equal to 56. So we're seeing there. What is the area of this? Now, what you want to do is to remember that this is a nice question. You can split this into two equal triangles because it's a parallelogram. So for a parallelogram, this is 4, this is 5. This angle here is the same as the one over there. It's same. They're twinning. Now, here's the thing. I am certain that you know the sine formula. Whenever you have an angle between two sides, the area is equal to AB sine of the angle. And I think they are trying to see if you could use this formula because you notice you're not even going to work it out. You're just going to show them that you know what to do. So to find one of the triangle, this is to find the triangle, this is what you find, this is what you do to find the area of a triangle. And anybody that does trig, you would have gotten this from your teacher in your regular trig class. All right? If you have an angle between two sides, you can find the area of that triangle. So we are going to say the area, watch this, the area of ABC is equal to a half times 5 times 4 sine 56 degrees. But that's for one. It's going to be 2 of it. So if you work out this, when you break this down, you're going to realize you 20 divided by 2 is 10. So this gives us 10 sine 56. But remember now, it's 2 of them. So you're going to have to double it up. So you have to multiply this by 2. So you're looking for 20 sine 56 because it's 2 same triangles. So I'm looking for 20 sine 56. Is these things on your syllabus? Yes. You do find them a lot of times. A lot of times. And I'm saying, look out for diversity. Do not be the regular student who say, okay, let me look for the regular question. No. All right? Open your minds and be ready. So that answer there is 20. And we're good. All right. 53. So it said a rectangle, 16, 9. All right, let me just, where could I drop this? All right, let me see if I could have space. Yeah, I could. All right. So it says a rectangle is 16 and 9 wide. That's the rectangle right there, right? So we have 16 and we have 9 right there. Now, it says here that a square has the same area. What is the length of the side of the square? So what you want to do with this question is find the area of this first, because they are saying the square has the same area. But in order to do that, let's find the area first. Area is 16 times 9. You work out your thing. 6 nines, 54. Put down your 4, carry 5. 9 times 1 is 9. Plus 5, 14, 144. This number is a nice number. So this area is 144. But remember that the square has the same area. Okay? That means one side of the square, man. One side of the square will be the square root of 144, which is 12. There it is. Working backwards and forwards. All right. All right. Backwards and forwards. All right. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. So again, this is a very nice question. You see, you're relating. All right. Relate. Get what you have to get and go back in time and you're good. All right. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Keep it moving right there. Right. Did I pick 12? Yes, I did. Now it says the coordinate of the image of the point 40 under translation, under reflection, all right, in your line x equals 6 is what? You know why they give this? Because it's on the x-axis. So in other words, then I could do this for you, and I could just say to you that, hey, this, let me just fake this. So let us say we have this, okay? This is where our 4 is, all right? Let me just draw this for you so you can see idea. 4, okay? All right, can I, let me draw a better diagram, please. My bad. Let me draw it and try to divide it up properly for you so you could see it. Now, so let us say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm going to make up this 8. All right. And they're saying there is a point right here, 4, 0. All right. So let us say the y-axis is here. All right. The point is here, 4, 0. You're going to reflect it in this line, people. Mirror. Let me write mirror on this because I want you to understand that with some of these questions, it might look rough, but it's not. You just need to represent yourself. So this is the mirror. So you could see if it is 2 units away from the mirror, definitely it's going to fall 2 units after. So it's going to land right here. It's going to land right there. And that point there is 8 to 0. So if you want to just relax and take your time and just put it on a little rough work, you're like, yeah. Or you could think it through. You could definitely think this through too. If you think about it, you're like, okay, it's going to reflect across the line where x is, this is the line x equals 6. Of course, you could see 4 to 6 is 2. Oh, 2 after 6 is 8. Yeah, it's going to be at 8, 0, like that. So you have to be thinking, but it's not too bad. This is a very good question right here, right? Very good question right here. Let's keep it moving. All right. So number 55 says a rectangle which is 3 times as long as its side. So, all right. So let's drop our rectangle. Where can I put it? A rectangle here. All right. This is a rectangle. So a rectangle is 3 times as long as the width. And the width is 3. This is 3. This is P. My bad. The width is P. Therefore, the length is 3P. This is P, and this is 3P. The question is perimeter. Add up. 3P plus 3P plus P plus P. We're getting 6 P's, 8 P's. I should say 8 P's. So we're looking for 8P. Our answer is right here. So basically, the moment you represent your idea, you just put it together and you're gone. All right? And I remember now, it's perimeter. Did they say perimeter? Wait. Did they say yeah, perimeter is right here. Because if they said area, you know, it's a different thing. If they said area, all right, that's a different thing. So you have to look, it's perimeter. That means you're adding up the distances and you're good to go. So be careful and focus. Now, 56, bearings question. The plane, so it says a plane travels on a bearing of 150, as you could see right there, to the point P. And now the question is saying, how far east of A is B? What they're saying is, all you got to do is extend this, that they're asking you to find this. So when they say how far east, they're saying, give us that red line there. Now, watch this. The reason why you can do this question, and this is a very good question, is because this remaining angle here is 30 degrees. Because remember, I know the straight angle is 180. So if you come inside the triangle, then no, the hypotenuse is 10 and the opposite. So if you look at the same tower, you're dealing with the opposite. This is opposite to the 30. And this is the hypotenuse is sin you're going to use. Yeah. So you're going to say sin. So you're going to say the sin of 30 degrees is equal to the side that I want over the 10. And then to balance it off the square, to finally 10 times the sine of 30 will give you x right here. The answer is A. All right. Very good question. The same questions, but look out for diversity. Remember me telling you tonight, don't go CXC exam and I look out for the regular. Look out. Don't go in there and I guess either. Let's take a look at this. It says, Mr. Smith weekly salary increased from, see the same, from 210 to 280. All right. So everybody can see, say, he got $70. Got 70 more. All right. That's what he got. He got 70. Right. Because as you could see, if you take the 280 and you subtract the 210, you definitely could see what it increased by 70. But there's a relationship. We can see it. It says his assistant increased proportionally. This is the big word, which means the same way in which you manipulate the 210, you're going to manipulate, but they're not saying it's 70, no, proportionally, which means that, watch this, if the assistant end up with 200, what was it increased by? The assistant salary before it increased was what? So let me show you something. Think about this. Now, you reach at 280. All right. There is a relationship right here. If you divide their 280 by the 70, you're going to see it's 4 times it. You're like, oh, you get 4. You're like, okay. So that means I could get the number I'm looking for by taking 200 and divide it by 4. It's going to say it's 50 me to get. It's going to tell you that it's 50 again. That means to get back the number you want in the end, let us just relax and look at this, is 150. So let's think about it now. Another way you could have looked at it is 70 is 1/3 of 270. 50 is 1/3 of 150. That's why they say it's proportionally. They got the same rate. That means they gave both of them 1/3 of their salary. They added 1/3 of their salary back on their salary. So think about it. So before the increase, he was at 150 and him get $50 more and he go to 100. All right. Very nice question. 58, make it a date and don't be late. 58 says an agent receive 30% commission on sales exceeding a value of 400. All right. If he received $120 commission, how much did he actually sell? All right. So again, if you read it, it says the agent received 30% of the thing. In other words, then you're going to get 30% of the thing. 30% commission on sales. So you could see which one of these is 30%. That's all we're going to have to do right now, because 30% of this is nothing. But I mean, you could look at it like this. 30% give you 120. Divide this by 30. You get 1% is 40. The original thing is to go back to 100 to know the actual sale. This is 4. I said 40, but that's 4. So the actual thing is to multiply your 4 times the 100. Let me repeat it now. So it's 400. Let's go again. So we're saying 30% is 120. If you divide your 120 by 30, you're going to get $4 for 1%. You want to go back to the actual sale, you multiply it by this. So that means if you find 30% of the 400, you end up getting 120. It is on YouTube because I'm live on YouTube as well. All right. I'm live on YouTube as well. So it will be there. All right. So it is already there. Now let's take a look at this one. The sum of the interior angles, and they keep giving these two. The sum of the interior angles of a regular polygon is 720. All right. If the polygon has one of its size 10, what is the perimeter of that polygon? First, remember the formula. All right. I don't get that one. All right. Let's go back to it. 30% of this is 30%. 30%, I'm just saying 30% is 120. So if you want to find the actual thing, 100% is actual. Think about it. 100% is actual. So, of course, if I know 30%, I can find 100%. There are many ways to do it. You could find 1%, which is to divide by 30. 30 into 120 is 4. So 1% is 4. That's what we were saying. Therefore, 100% is 4 times 100. That's how we get 400. So that's it. You're trying to find the actual sale because they're saying you're getting 30%. All right? But it's 120. The only debate that we can have here is they did say exceed a value of this. But in this case, none of these 30% will give 120. 30%, only this 30% give 120. 30% of this is going to give you like 200 and a half. 30% of this will give you like 180. 30% of this will be like 104, $124 or so. 30% of this give back 120. All right. All right, let's go to 59. So remember 59 now. Interior angle of any polygon is what you need to have under your belt. So your interior angle of any polygon is this: 180, open bracket, n minus 2. This tells the total interior angle when you know the side. But now we don't know the side, but we have the total interior angle. I'm saying this can help you to know the side. This can make you know how many sides it has. Remember the formula: 180, open bracket, n minus 2. N refers to the total number of sides. So now divide both sides by 180. Divide and break it down. Make it easy. Divide by 180. All right. So n minus 2 is equal to, divide that. So you see, 72. So you could take a 18. Anybody get the 18? 18. Anybody with 18? 18 into 72. Let me see who breaking 9 and 72. Everybody know what 9 and 72 is. Come on, 18. Everybody get 4? I will not get 4 yet. You're supposed to know them there now. Anyways, this is gonna give you a 4. All right. If you want to break it down with 9 into this 8, 9 into this 2, and then break it down, you get 4. Now, n, look, you're going to add, so you can see it's 6 sides. So n is 4 plus 2. N is equal to 6. It's a 6-sided figure. This is a hexagon. So because it's a hexagon, no, we were just told that it's a regular hexagon. You know? That means every side is 10. Remember, you know, this is showing, you know, they did say one side is 10, but it's a hexagon, every side at 10. The perimeter is 60. Perimeter is 6 times 10, give you 60. Perimeter is 60. Hope everybody see what I want. All right, everybody see what I want this. All right, we're good to go. Good to go, good to go, good to go, good to go. All right. Oh, last one, 60. This is a vector question. So everything is labeled. We want to find what is EG, egg. So let me just draw EG. You want to find this, but we're going this way. Arrow tells the story. We're going from E to G. Vector. All right. We are going from E to G. All right. So as you could see, we're going, let me see if they put anything on the screen. All right. Not yet. Very good. So we're going from E to G. All I want you to do is to pay attention. EG is to move from E, and we're going to go to D, plus we're going to move from D, and we're going to go to G, and that's EG. Now, when you look, we're going this way against this arrow. That means this is negative 2A. But by the time we reach here, we're moving with the arrow. So this is a positive B. So you can look, it's either they have this as the answer, and if that is not there, they could put the positive B at the front and the minus A at the back. They can do that. So it's up to them. This is what they did. As I said to you, they can do what they want. All right? At the front and that at the back. There it is. This is an excellent paper. All right? Excellent paper right there, right there, right there, right there. All righty. All right. Let me see if we can quickly find another paper. We'll go and touch up another paper in the meantime. Let me just grab something else. 2025. Give me a second, guys. Let me look for a paper quickly. Guys, I've basically done all the regular papers, you know. So I do all the 2026, 2025, I do all the 2024, I did 2023. So that is why you see I'm going way back in time now, because I've done so many of the regular ones. All right. All right. I've done too many of the regular ones. Right. We've done all of them. Yeah, I'm going on another one. All right. I'll probably go to 2018 or somewhere here. Because as I said to you, we do all everything else already. Like, so me I go about 2018, right? About no 2018. All right, that's where me I go. 2018. All right, 2018, right? Yes, sir. All right. Give me a second. Let me just scroll up. Go to number one. The question them look all right too. No? Look at them look, because sometimes the paper pale, but it look all right on screen when me I see. All right, good. All right. 2018. This is 2018. I'm just rushing at 2018 right now. Yeah, this is a 2018. Let me go bigger now. All right, so we got 1993 just now. The reason why I touched that question, I wanted you guys to see variety. You can't be having people having you doing the same type of questions and think the exam will look like that. All right. Yeah. All right, let's get at it. No, let's get at it. No, let's go. All right. Let me. All right, give me a second. Let me see if I can big this up a little bit. 2018. All right. All right, let's go. I'm not sure if I'm going to go all the way to the end, but I don't know. All right, so I'm going to 2018 now. And yes, this is a repeat question. You just see, we just did 1993 and the same question come, but now the answer is at B. I think the answer was at A just now. All right, so we are 2018, everybody. So repeat question, boom. So here is that same answer come back. Everybody good with that? All right. Look at the next one for me now. Work out the other one. May I come? May I come there? May I fold one piece of paper or may I have yourself? All right. 2018. Number two. What you all got for number two? Number two. What you got for number two? Number two is a repeated question too, you know. Yeah. Yeah, number two is a repeated question. Anyways, all right. What he says, what percent of 40 is? So is 8, 8 go on top of the 40, and we multiply this by 100. We know this question by heart. So a lot of people now feel nice because, oh, we're doing a paper where you're used to the things. All right. So as you could see, 8 into itself 1, 8 into 45. 5 into itself 1, 5 into 120. The answer is 20 right here. So my answer there is B. All right. I hope everybody is good. Number three. All right. We're scrolling now. We're kicking it. We're kicking it. All right. So for this one, highly repeated question as well. If we factor out 49, we're noticing that you factor out 49, then you're going to have, man, why my pen is looking like this? So again, if you factor out 49, then you're going to have 17 plus 3. Therefore, 49 times 20 is the same thing. I hope we're good right there. Number 3. We good? Everybody good with our A? Yes? No, somebody said number 3 is B. No, it's A. All right, very good. Very good. All right, we're clapping it. All right. For this one, though, for this one, we want to take a look at that question right there. All right. So let's take a look at that question. It says the next term in the sequence. If you want to know the next term in the sequence, what you want to do first, look at the difference between this. So if we add 5 to 1, we get 6. If we add 7 to 6, we get 13. If we add 9 to 13, we get 22. 11 to 22, we get 33. So I'm going to add 13 to 33, and I'm looking for 46, and my answer is right here. All right, so you could see that number 4. My answer is C. Let me see what y'all saying. Y'all saying C, y'all saying C on the YouTube. Yes, yeah. 46, looking good. Looking good, Alicia, young Mitchell. Big up yourself. All right. All right, I'm kicking it. I'm kicking it. We are kicking it. All right, we're going. Right, you ready again? All right. All right, let's keep pushing. Number 5. Number 5 says 0.145 written as a common fraction is what? So basically, you want to take 0.45. You want to represent this as a decimal fraction, meaning how many places are decimal? 2. That means there's going to be a 1 with 0, 0. Now, the 2 places are decimal will solve that 0, 0 at the bottom. So it's 45 divided by 100. And then from there, your regular skills now to divide through. People on TikTok, share the live now and like up the screen, man. Realize you not like up the thing. Like up the thing now, man. We'll go 10,000 like right now. Come on, let's go. All right, so 5 into 45 is 9. And 5 into 100 is 20. So we're definitely looking for A for number 5. Our answer will be 9 over 20, and we're good right there. So 5 is A. Let me see how many people agree with that. Yeah. Come on, make we go 10,000, man. Come on, man. All right, let's go for number 6. Number 6 says a certain amount of money is shared in the ratio 2 to 3 to 9. If the difference between the first and the second is 40, then this is a repeated question. We did it last night, but them said J and whatever. But that is the exact question. So if the difference between is 40, then the amount of money shared. Now, what we have to look at is there is a 2, there is a 3, and there is a 9. The question says if the difference between the first and second share. So if the difference between 2 and 3, which is 1 part, the difference between this is 1 part. So we have to appreciate the fact that they're telling us that 1 part is 40. Difference between it. All right. So if the difference between that, we get 40. Therefore, let's see what's the total. If I should add 2 plus 3 plus 9, what am I going to get? This is going to be 14. So therefore, 14 times 40 is the answer. Multiply this. Okay. So we're seeing 56 with a 0 right here. So we definitely see that the total would have been 560. Number 6, everybody get D. Let me look at everybody. Joshua, you say A. Double check. Number 6 is D. Come people on YouTube. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. All right. You mean D. All right. Are we cooking or the maths is cooking us? How are we doing? Out there? YouTube, what are you doing? Are you doing YouTube? Let me see the answers coming. Let's go between TikTok and YouTube to see who can have more comments coming in right now. Let's kick it. Let's see what's going on. Number 7. Number 7 says, which of the following set is equivalent concept to this? What do we mean by equivalent? Equivalent sets will have the same number of elements. So this is equivalent because it has 4 elements. So we are looking at the same number of elements, same amount of count, same number of elements. That's what equivalent set is. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So we're good with that. Everybody good? C. All right. Let's take a look at this. This is a highly repeated question. The shaded region refer to what? Let me see the answer coming through now. Come on. Come on, YouTube. What we got here? What do we got here? What do we got here? What do we got here? What are we looking at? Somebody says, I'm waiting people to see what you put in. All right. TikTok a lead. TikTok a lead. YouTube, me no answer. I come for the question 8. You know, what go on. We can't make TikTok a lead, you know. All right. Everybody on TikTok shot it look wild. Yeah, man, it's P complement. Everybody know this. So everything outside off. Everything outside off. Cherry Berry, large up yourself as you come through. Share the live, no man, and tap up the screen. Remember, 10,000 we are going on. We don't reach nowhere yet. All right, let's kick it. Let's kick it. Share the YouTube thing to make people follow. We could go around some maths. All right, look at this question now. Take a look at the question. You have to focus on the question now. Let me see who can get it right. Is it YouTube or is it TikTok? It says, in the Venn diagram, U refers to students who play games, H, hockey, and V is for volleyball. All right. So the number of students in each set is shown. We're seeing that how many students do not play volleyball. Question, do not play volleyball. So let me see now. Let me see who will get that right. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. YouTube. This is how I light up the thing. Yeah. TikTok, YouTube are beating right now. Right now, YouTube are beating right now. Right now. Right now. Let me see answer them when I push out. So do not play volleyball. So we can cross off anybody in the circle, anybody else. If you're in the circle, you're in the count here. If you're in the V, you're in the count. So we are talking about 5 plus 3, and this is everybody are clock it. Yeah, man, everybody are clock. Yeah. Getting that. Well, all right, good. B sounds good. All right, everybody look like them warm up. Everybody say, where we do what? We go, yeah, 9 is D. Very good. Let's take a look at 10. If Q is, the sets are, the elements of the set Q is ABC. How many subsets can be obtained from Q? The number of subsets is given as 2 raised to the number of elements where N equal to the number of elements. So it's going to be 2 raised to the 3rd power, and we're looking at C. All right, everybody get that? Everybody gets C right there. Everybody gets C. All right, we're doing all right right there. So C. All right, let me look at them. Put up anything on the screen. Oh, good. All right. Good. All right, let's go to question 11. Question 11 now. Question 11 says it refers to prime number, odd number, and even number. All right. So what is the question really dealing with now? Let's see if I'm good like this. All right. Yeah, TikTok win that. All right. Even I think so. I want to say number 11, YouTube. TikTok I said them are beating it right now, but we don't see that. We don't see that I go on. Let me see what I go on. Yeah, TikTok I win that right now. For real. Wait. YouTube I come back wicked. YouTube I come back wicked. Wicked too, wickeder. Yo, YouTube I come back wickeder right now. Wickeder. You see me I say, yeah, but them are jinxy thinkers. One man I type in the answer 5 times. But anyway, the answer it has to be D because there is no even number that is odd. All right. So this set is empty. All right. There's no even number that is odd. So that set is empty. Empty and broken. All right. Definitely. Now look at number 12 now. Number 12 again, this type of question comes every paper it is on. The general set formula. Them one know that you can do this. So the general set formula, what are we trying to find though? You see, this time they're asking you to find one of those missing things. So you have to be careful. We're going to write the general formula. General formula says the number of elements in P union Q is equal to the number of elements in P plus the number of elements in Q minus the number of elements in P intersect Q. Now, with this said, now you want to substitute because remember now, this question is different. You know? Look what they're asking for. They're asking for one of the set. So in this case, you're going to substitute. So we're starting with our union, which is 13 on the left. is going to equal to P. What is P? P is 9 plus Q. We don't know what Q is. We're trying to find this. And then we want to subtract the intersection, which is 6. All right, so everybody could see 13 is equal to 9 plus the Q set minus that. So basically then, let's just write one more step. So 9 minus this is 3. So 9 minus the 6 is 3, just for everybody to see. So we could see that the answer is going to be 10. All right. Definitely answer is going to be 10, as you could see that. So we want to subtract 3 from both sides. So 10 is equal to the number of elements in the set Q. And here it is that we see. So this one is a little bit different in terms of what they asked for, but the formula remains the same, right? It's the same formula, but what they asked for is a little bit different, right? So yeah, all right, everybody, 8.9, 8.7 likes. Come on, man. Let's kick it. Come on, come on, come on. We work hard. Share the live one more time. Share the live one more time, everybody. All right, let's pick it. Number 13 says a man taxable income is 20,000. All right, so he pays tax at the rate of 28, all right, percent. The amount of income tax he pays is what? All right, so check it out, you know. The man taxable income is what? 20,000. Now he pays tax at a rate of 28%. The amount of income tax he's going to pay is 28 over 100 times this. So all you're going to do is work this out. This is not a big deal, you know. So 20 cancel 20. So basically you're multiplying 28 times 200, you know. So basically you could say 28 times 200. So I'm going to put the 2 here and put the 0 them all over there. So because I put my 0 and just work. 2 8 16, carry the 1. 2 2 is 4 and 1 5, 5,600. That in my pay. All right, so let me see if everybody get that. C, number 13. Everybody, Tyrone, let me see how I said B, but oh, I guess I had a question before that. So it looked like, well, a TikTok lead, no, a YouTuber lead right now. Because YouTube literally are dropping the answer. No, when I see the answer, I come from TikTok yet for this question right now. And YouTube delay by like 15 seconds, you know, so I'm supposed to kick it harder. All right. All right. So question 14. Let's go to question 14. YouTube, when I cook it, I like that. Yeah. 13 I see. Yeah. Create up. Yeah. Powell, definitely. You're right. All right. Let's see what else we have going on there. All right. Number 14 now. Going to 14. 14 says a man basic wage is 40. 40 hour. For 48 is 160. This is a repeated question, man. So he's paid $5 per hour for overtime, and he works for 6 hours. All right. So basically, if you want to know the amount of money he's going to take home that week, what you need to do is we want to find the overtime wage. Let's find this man overtime wage, right? So his overtime wage is simply equal to the time he spent on overtime times the amount per hour. So this is going to give you $32.50. So he's making this on overtime, $32.50. Now the total wage total is going to be 160 plus $32.50. You add this, you get $192.50, which is, as I said, a question that we have seen quite a number of times. All right, so everybody right here, are we good? We get D for that one. All right, so we're kicking it. We are kicking it. We're pushing. All right. We have Trinidad and Tobago, $6 is equivalent to US $1. All right. And then we have 15 TT. How much is that in US? So basically, you are dividing your 15 by 6. 6 into 15, 6 2 is 12, so it goes 2 times, remainder 3 over that. So this is the same as, remember now, 3 over 6 is a half, so it's 0.5. So $2.50. I'm good right there. All right, everybody. Divide, we get with $2.50. So the answer is C. I realize like almost everybody know that. Now, the annual interest rate on 15 for your mortgage of a house. All right, let me read it. The annual interest rate of a 15-year mortgage on a house assessed at 450,000 is 5 cents for every dollar. Look at this in it. It's 5 cents for every dollar. 5 cents for every dollar. What is the interest paid on the mortgage for the first year? All right. So they're saying it's 5 cents for every dollar. So you read it over, make sure you understand this before you drop in your answer. Let me see who have this. All right. Drop in your answer. Let me see who have this. Who have this quickly if your answer is A, R, B, R, C. Anyways, it's 5 cents for every dollar. 5 cents is 5 divided by 100. And so this is actually 0.05. For every dollar, this amount you're multiplying it by, you're multiplying this by this figure here. All you have to do is to multiply this. It's a lot of zeros, but it's 0.05. A lot of zeros. And then all you got to do is to multiply that and your answer will come up. And those numbers are very simple. Come on, let me see what you got. Anybody? Anybody, what you got? Let me see the answer come up yet. Anybody? Let's multiply this. Straight multiplication. Multiply this. Everybody, you will get 22,500. So the main thing is just to set it up. The main thing is to get this. All right, you will get this for the answer. Straight up, because it's for every dollar. So you multiply the 5 cents, which is 0.05, times that. So you just multiply that very quite easily done, and you're good. All right, let's go for this one. Mary invested $200 for 5 years at 5% per annum. John, 500 for the same rate. They both get the same interest. So basically, what is interest? Put it at the side. Interest is equal to the money you invest times the rate that you get times the time over 100. So basically, they got the same interest. That means you need to equate whatever they did. So if you equate whatever they did in this case, you're talking about John and Mary. So I'm going to put Mary on the left. So Mary invested $200 at a rate of 5% for 5 years. That's Mary's interest. This is John. John is $500 at the same rate, and we want to find the time that it took him. So you can just work this out and find t. So in this case, 100 cancel here, you cancel there. On the left side, we have 50 because 5 to 10 times 5 is 50 is equal to, and as you could see, 5, 25 with a t. So in order to find t, we divide by 25. I hope everybody sees this. We get 2 is equal to t, and we're good. All right, you just break it down and you're good. You got. Anybody work out the 17 yet? I know, but you were waiting to see what we got. So basically in this question, you equated their, all you got to do is to equate their interest. And because their interest is the same. So we had John on this side and Mary on that side, but they share the same interest. So you set up their two formulas and then you work it right now. All right, let's go to number 18. Do back that. Somebody said, do that back. All right, I'm going to do it over here so and then me erase it. Now, Mary invested $200 at 5% for 5 years. You divide this by 100, that's Mary's interest. John and Mary got the same interest. So we put an equal sign because I'm going to put John's idea here. They did say John invested $500 at the same rate, which is 5%. But we don't know how long it took him. So we put T for time. We want to find his time. But you always have to divide this by 100 because it's interest. You're matching their interests together. From here, if you divide 100 into 200, you'll get 2. If you divide 100 into 500, you get 5. On my left side where Mary is, you're going to get 2 times 5 times 5. That's going to give you 50, which is equal to 5 times 5 times t. That's 25t. You're solving for t. The question says, how many years? T. So you divide by 25 divide by 25. And you could see 2 is the answer to the question. So that's what we did. Leah, let me know if you get it. Please, you have to say something. TikTok me at talk about. You need to say yeah or no, because I just work it over from scratch. So I just need to know if you got it now. You connect now or what? Alicia, let me know. Going once, going twice. All right. So yeah, all right, cool. So I have to remove it from here. So we're gonna need a space to work this. I don't know why my rubber no rubber at the same time when I use it. For some reason, over the appita glitch. But anyways, we are at number 18. And number 18 says a salesman sell a car at 11,000. If he's paid a commission of 4.5 for the first 10, see, and then 7.5 for the second, for the remainder. All right, then the commission he received is what? Now, for this question, all you're going to have to do is to work it out part by part. So first, it's 11,000, but the commission is in part because if he is paid 4.5, so you can work it out if you want, 4.5% of the first 10. So we take out the 10,000 out of the 11. So we're working with 10. See there? All right. Thank you for sharing, everybody. Yeah. All right. We could try to reach 15,000 likes now. Come on. All right. And then now, remember now, after that, 1%, 1,000 will go at 7.5%. Remember? Remember, it's so you could see the $11,000, 10,000 you saw 11 over there. So all you have to do is to work them out and add. So you could cancel this 0 here with these 2 0 here. So 4.5 times 100 will give you 450. Here you could cancel 2 0 here with 2 0 there. 10 times 7.5 is 75. So what we need to do now is to add them together. Yeah? And when you add them together, whatever you get is the answer. $525. I hope everybody see that. Hope everybody see that. $505. All right? Hope everybody see that. All right, we're good, we're good. How do you get 2? I guess we passed the question and I realize. We do that 2 times already. Oh God. All right. All right. So again, for this, remember, 10,000 is at 4.5 and the remainder, which is 1,000. Okay, because remember now it's 11,000. So when you take out the first 10,000, you are left with 1,000. So we have to remember that we're taxing, we're dealing with that. All right. Now let's go to question 90. Television. Oh, repeat question. All right. So again, the person deposit 350 plus then pay 12 times 12 installment 30. So 350 plus 360 will give you 395. Okay. And then they're saying, how much would you save if you had bought it for cash? Well, if you had bought it for cash, you would pay 350. So you would have saved $45. But we know what this one is. This is the one everybody just put the answer and gone and put the answer and gone 1990 because we see this one like so many times. All right, we're still kicking. Mr. Jones bought a car for $64,000. It depreciated by 20% in the first year, and then 10%, in each of the following years. All right, good. The value of the car at the end of the second year. Hello, this is depreciation at the end of the second year. So first it says it depreciates by 20% in the first year. So 20% mean you can work it out many ways, people. You can find it and subtract it, or you can say 20% come off. That means is 80% you want? No. So you can't do that. So we can find 80% of it. Okay. So allow me to find 80%, please. So 80% of 64 will just tell you where you are right now. So 2 0 here cancel 2 0 here. Okay. So you're now multiplying 640 times 80. So I'm going to just put the 8 and the 0 this up. All right. Put a 0 this up. 800 32. Okay. Carry the 3. 48 and 3. 51. All right. And then 51. So 51 would have been left. That's 51,000. So 80% of that would have left you with your 51,200. So this is year 1. But remember now they did say it's going to go down by 10% after that. So in the second year now, 10%. Now let's go into the trick. 10% is to drop off a 0. People, 10% is to drop off a 0. Okay? So I'm going to go on to the no set. 10% is to drop off a 0. So 10% is 5120. That's what is coming off. 10% is a drop off a 0. So right now, your final, you're going to take your 51,200 and you're going to subtract 5,120 from that. And whatever you get right there is your answer. Because remember, it's a depreciation. So this is year 2. Year 2, what money you have at the end of the year. Or you could have found 90% of it as well. So you can work it so many ways, believe it or not. All right, I'm getting, you subtract this, I don't have any space to write this. I'm just going to write it over here. It's going to give us 46,080. All right, this is the answer at the end. What I'm suggesting is you could have found 90% of this as well, and it will give you the same answer. All right, so at the end of year 2, this is what is left. What did you do first? Year 1, 80% is remaining. Year 2, 90% is remaining. There are more than one ways you can get those values out. It's up to you, but you'll end up with the same place. All right. This question is highly repeated. So it is 1 over 5x, and you're adding that to 2 divided by 3x. My LCM is not 15x squared. It is just 15x. All right. So you can quickly do this. As I said to you, you can go like this. 3x times 1 is 3x. 5 times 5x times 2 is plus 10x. So this is now 13x over 15x squared. But when you're done, you're going to realize you're left with 13 over 15x, right? So I just did the butterfly method, but you don't have to do that. You could set up your regular LCM and do it. So the butterfly method, we just multiply, multiply, and multiply. But remember, this is the answer, all right? So where is that? It's not this, all right? This is the answer, all right? Can you notice there's an x here, x over x, and it's go down to d, it's d. But it depends on how you approach it. If you do it regular way, you won't get that at the end. But if you do like the butterfly method, then you'll end up, when you break it down, you get your final answer properly. All right, let's scroll for 22, 22. 22 now. Still algebra, right? I'm gonna divide. I'm not gonna distribute that 5 because I see this is a repeated question too, but I definitely see that I am seeing where 5 can go into 35. Let me look if they want me to do anything here. Oh, give me a second. Oh, give me a second, people. All right, we're good. All right, let's go again. Sorry about that, because sometimes I'm not paying attention to that. All right, So what I'm going to do here is to divide by 5 right here. So when I divide by 5, as you could see here, 2x minus 1 is equal to 7. And then I bring this across over here. So 2x is equal to 7 plus 1. 2x is equal to 8. Then x is 4. All right? So everybody say x is 4. We good. Everybody, x is 4. We good. All right. So we're multiplying here. All right. So this is 6x to the second plus 3, 6x to the fifth. Remember now, 6x to the fifth, this is a. How are we looking? Are we looking over here? Are we looking over here? Are we looking over here? How are we looking? All right, how are we looking? Let me see what I want to get. What's popping? 24, 24, 24, 24. All right, so with these questions, what you want to do with these questions here is you're basically, with these questions here, you're going to have to try these. These are like tryouts, but I'm going to just try the one that I think is the correct answer. Let me look at it quickly. All right, 2 times that plus that, 2 times, yeah. So I'm going to try. So what you do, you run it through your brain quickly to see. Remember now, these are like A's and the second one is B. This is A and this is B. I'm going to try B. That means I'm going to double the first and add the last one at the back. But you're going to have to check them to see that they work for both cases. So if I'm doing 3 asterisk 6, if I'm trying D, I'm going to double. So it's going to be 2 times 3. I'm doubling the first one, then plus 6. So 6 plus 6 is 12. So we could say that it worked. Now I need to check it for 2 asterisk 5 because it has to work as well. We're going to double the number at the front. So it's going to be 2 times 2. And then you add the one at the back. We're getting 4 plus 5. We're seeing 9. That means this work. That means this work. Okay? And that is how we do it. Like for a case like this, you try. It's not a big deal. All right? It's not every one of them you try. But I'm saying cases like this, you try. All right, everybody. Tap up the screen, Panny, TikTok now, and repost. We're trying to reach 15 grand now. All right. 25. What when 8 is subtracted from a certain number and the result is multiplied by 3, all right, the answer is 21. What is the original number? So there are multiple ways you can do this, but you can just relax. It says when 8 is subtracted from a certain number. So let us call our certain number anything. I'm going to call my certain number P. So when 8 is subtracted from P, let's look at it. When 8 is subtracted from a certain number, that means 8 is subtracted from P, and the result is multiplied by 3, okay? The answer is 21. So if you take a look at that, you're like, okay, all right. So you could see what they're saying. So the key thing is, I'm going to solve for that number. I am going to start by dividing by 3 because I see that the 3 and the 21 compatible. So definitely P minus 8 is equal to 7. This is a negative 8. It's going to be a positive 8 over here. So it's going to be P is equal to, oh my God, what's wrong with my pen? 7 plus 8. This is, so 25 is D. All right. We good? We good over here? Everybody, we good? TikTok, YouTube, are we good? We good, we good, we good. So 25 is that. So you could just set up your stuff and walk yourself through it, all right? You're kicking it, still kicking it. 26. 26 says if x is equal to negative 2, y is equal to 3, and t is equal to 2, then what are we doing? We're doing x divided by y, and this is raised to the power of t. So x is divided by y, then we're going to raise that to the power of t. Now, in this case, your x is negative 2, so we're going to put negative 2, and you're going to divide this by y, but y is what? Y is 3, and then you're going to raise that to the power of t. Where is t? T is 2. Now, what does this mean? It means negative 2 times negative 2 divided by 3 times 3, because we're squaring. What are we looking at? Positive 4 on top of positive 9, And then we look if we see that. And be careful because they have negative 4 and 9 and so on. You got to look. All right. So we're good there. We'll look at what we're substituting and make sure that we're not making any error as we go. All right. Let's keep pushing. We're in the matrices section. Now, the question says here, what is the order of the matrix Q? So what is the order of the matrix Q? The matrix Q has 1, 2, 3 rows and 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. All right, so it has 3 rows and 4 columns. We're talking about row and column. So it is a 3 by 4 matrix. The order of Q is a 3 times 4, meaning we're seeing 3 rows and we're seeing 4 columns. And I hope everybody is good right there. Everybody is good right there. All right, we seem to be doing good right here. We good, we good, we good. A. All right, TikTok. All right, let's see what's popping. Everybody, we good? Come on. Number 28. So let's go. It says the determinant of P. You have to go back to P. What P is? P is 8675. 8675. So P is 8675, right? Let me just make sure that we have it. 8675. Don't want to make any mistake. Yes. And we want to find the determinant of this. Remember, the determinant says it is the product of the main diagonal subtract the product of the other diagonal. Other diagonal. So what is my main diagonal? So I'm going to just put the little arrow here. This is my main, okay? This is my main diagonal. So it's going to be 8 times 5, and we're going to subtract 7 times 6. 8 times 5 gives you 40 minus 42, and that result is a negative 2. I hope everybody see that, where negative 2 is for 28. Yes, I feel 20. All right, cool, cool, cool. Are we good? Are we good there, everybody? We good? Oh, we look with negative 2 right there. We're cooking. Are we cooking on YouTube? Are we cooking on TikTok? Are we good? TikTok, come on, man. We're stuck at 11.7. Come on, man. Come on, let's push that over some more. Give me some more likes, man. Tap up the screen. Double tap the screen. 29. If the vector P and Q are 3, 4, and so on. So I'm just going to put it here where this is my vector P and this is my vector Q, right? So the question says we want to find P minus 2Q. So I'm going to write P first. So P is actually 3, 2. This is P. And we wanted a 2Q. So I'm just going to do a quick 2Q here. 2Q would have meant that you're doubling the elements in Q. So if there is a negative 1, it becomes a negative 2. And if there is a positive 4, it becomes positive 8. So when we double the elements in Q, we just get 2Q. All right. So everybody, we saw that. All right. Let's now handle our business now. Right. So in handling our business, we're going to be subtracting this. Be careful. You're subtracting. There's a this. So we don't want to get this wrong. This is 2Q. Right. So you just walk your way through it with your regular matrix skills. I know everybody have the matrix skills down. Everybody good when they come onto this. Boom. And we know when you have 2 negatives, boom, it turns positive. So this becomes 5 at the top and negative 6 at the bottom. We're looking for 5, negative 6. Where is it? A. All right. Everybody, we at A. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. All right. Seems like we are all right. Geez, everybody, good. 29. That's 29. So 30 is next to it. We're in the vector section of the paper. So item 30 refers to the following parallelogram, W, X, Y, Z. In the parallelogram, R is the midpoint of X, Y, midpoint. All right, good. All right, so what are they saying now? Based on the information, what is ZR? Where is Z? Where's R? Z. So ZR is right here. ZR. So you remember now in a ZR, you're going like this. You are going like this. All right. So it's a parallelogram, and we got that. All right. All right, so all you got to do is just to put it together, right? You want to put it together. So here it is, though. Here it is. You could go here. I'm just saying you could go up here and then go here. Basically, you could go ZY and then YR, all right? So, but you have to look out to see what they have. You have to make sure that you're matching because they didn't give you any labels, but you're looking at the side lengths and how they're walking to the thing, right? So you're looking at the arrow and how they're walking with their thing, all right? So as you could see here, we're going to go W. So WX is the same as ZY. Okay, so you're gonna go that distance. So WX, I'm gonna write it first. From Z to Y matches WX, but we'll talk about that when we come. If we don't see certain answer, we'll look for it. All right. So I go up to Z to Y, and then I'm gonna go to half. So in this case, I'm gonna go half. We'll talk about it today. Remember, this is not the answer. I'm just showing you the work. Then you're going to compare with what you have because they didn't put anything. You're going to go half of YX. Okay? You're going half of that journey. Now, what you're going to do if your answer is not there, because you're going to have to look at the opposite side. Look at how the arrow is going. And if you go against the arrow, you switch the sign. That's what you have to be looking out for now. Remember, there was no labeling given. So let us look. WX. I'm seeing WX. WX and Y and ZY is in the same. This is doing good for me right now. We did go this way. WX, we did go WX. All right. We did go WX. So this is, so I'm looking at WX being positive because we're going the same direction. So good with that. Now take a look at this now. So we are right here. Remember WX, look, WX is equal to ZY. I want everybody to know that because it's a parallelogram. So if you don't see one, you see the other. So that's why I'm marking that. Now you're going this way. All right. But if you look at this, they have the arrow pointing from W to Y, from W to Z. That means we're going to go opposite to this. If I'm going this way, I'm going opposite to the original thing. So it's going to be minus a half. This is the answer because we're going in the opposite direction from what they have there. Let me go over this again. For this vector question, they didn't put any components on it, but you are looking at the arrow system that they use and then help yourself. Again, let me put another thing here. From W to Z is going in the same direction as X to Y. So because we were going YX, we realized that we have to switch this. So in other words, then WX matches with this for us. And then the minus, because we're going in the other direction, all right? WZ. This is it. This is a nice question. Will mess up a lot of people because they didn't put anything there for you to work with. But you have to look at what you have and work it. All right. So it's WX minus half WZ because they're expecting you to understand that parallelogram opposite. You can't make it get the one here because it'll confuse if you don't know parallelogram. All right, because they didn't put on any label on this. So basically you have to be thinking. So that is why I did this for you. I said to you that WX is the same as ZY in the same direction. I went back and I said, hey, if you're moving from W to Z, it's the same as X to Y. So you're using that to help yourself. All you're moving from is right here to right here. So let me just do this over one more time. Let me do this over one more time. One more time. One more time. So they made it a little bit harder for you because they didn't put on any component on it. When components are on it, it's easier for you. It's a parallelogram. So let me show you again. These arrows are going in the same direction. Look at them. Look at them. So WZ is going in the same direction as XY because they are parallel to each other. Okay. Also, WX and ZY going in the same direction. If you're moving from Z to R, and R is the midpoint, if you look at the arrow, I am going this way, I'm going in okay. If I don't see ZY, I have to work with WX. That's why we said that. See? Because this is the same as WX as well. They are twins, opposite sides. Then I'm going to go this way now to come to R, but you could see the original arrow going that way, and I'm going against it, and I'm going halfway. So it's going to be a negative half. And guess what? They did not put YR, but YR is linked to WZ. It's a half of it, but the opposite direction, which is why we picked this. So you just got to look and go. All right, that one is A. This one, no. What are they checking for? Which of the following statement is true? Which of the following statement is true? It's about perimeter. So that means square and rectangle. So this is 12. This is 12. This is 16. This is 9. So I would work it out. 12, this is 48. And then 16 plus 16, that's 32. 9 plus 9, that's 18. When you add them, 0, 50. You realize this is 50. All right? Talking about the perimeter of the square perimeter of the other one. So one is 48, one is 50. All right? So here's the thing now. Which one of these? You could see perimeter of A is less than perimeter of B. So D is straight up. So you find the perimeters and you look. 48 is less than 50. So you pick this, like, you just pick it and you go. Yep. All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. All right. All right, 32. 32 says we have 3,800 millimeter, and you want to put this in meter. It takes 1,000 millimeter to give you 1 single meter. That means you have to divide 3,800 by 1,000, and it's going to give you 3.8, and your answer is B for 32. Hope everybody good with that. B for 32, we're good. 33. The distance around the edge of a circular pond is 88. You notice they said a circular pond. The distance is 88. That means the circumference is equal to 88. That's what they're telling you. The radius is what? Remember, circumference is equal to 2 pi r. Okay? Circumference is equal to 2 pi r. Now that means 88 is equal to 2 pi r. What are you trying to find? You're trying to find the r. So in your effort to find the r right there, what you're going to do is to divide by 2 pi so that it cancels itself on the right side. And then over here, oh, a marker stuck. All right, wait. I don't know what happened just now. All right, marker get lazy and mark up the screen. I'm not sure. So the answer is actually D. All right, 33 is D. But I think, all right, okay. That means the marker get lazy for me to go out. That's it right here. See there? D. All right. Everybody good with D? 33 is D. 34. All right. So 34 refers to we have a triangle resting on a square. We're seeing that. So because it's a square, we know certain things, like this is 5, this is 5, this is 5. It's a square. And the height, we see the height of the triangle and everything. The question is, what is the total area of the figure? You're going to find the area of the square, simply 5 times 5, and you definitely will get 25 for the square. And then the area of the triangle, guys, make it to 20, no? The area of the triangle is equal to base times height over 2. The base is 5. The height is 4 over 2. That's 20 over 2. This is 10. So we're going to be adding the 10 plus the 25 to get the total area of the whole figure. And that's what is 35. I hope everybody's seen that the answer is A. All right, everybody see that the answer is A. All right, all right. Yeah, like up the screen, everybody. You don't know, because we are kicking it in. We're gone over there from what time? From 6:30 to 3 over this. We're gone, you know. All right. Uh, look, see how far we can go. How far anything can go in at the night. I don't want to see burn out. You can't manage the pressure. Yeah, man. All right. The volume in centimeters cube of this, a cube of this. So a cube, this is the first time I'm not going to draw the cube. So it's going to be a 3 times 3 times 3. All right. And this is going to give you not 9, but 27 because you're multiplying. Remember, there it is. We're multiplying. So our answer is C. It's a very highly repeated question, to be honest, as you could go. The area of a rectangle is 53.6. If the length is multiplied by 4 and the width is half, then the area would then change to what? So basically, we know this question, but we still have to go work it out. So I'm going to say to you, say, if area, if my pencil, if my pen, I give me a problem, all right. The area is equal to length times width, all right? Area is equal to length times width. And they just says that the length will multiply by 4, and then the width is going to be half. So if you focus on the right side, you're noticing that 2 could cancel into the 4 2 times. So what you're left with is 2LW. So that means the original area was doubled. So that means we need to take our 53.6, which was the original area, and double this. And you're going to get 107.2. This is just me trying to explain it to you. So you could see why it is 107.2. Because when you multiply by 4.5, then you're actually just multiply by 2 ultimately. All right. Very good, very good, very good. Now let's see number 37. Now 37 says, on leaving. Now it says, on leaving. Hold on, let me draw this across. Hold on. All right. This is a little bit too big. Let me check this. Make sure I said I'm not putting on the screen for me. Let me touch. All right. White move, sir. Live preview display is gone. Okay, it's back. All right, good. Now, so leaving Trinidad at 23, which is 11 in the night. When he arrived at his destination in the same time zone the next day, it was 3. This is 3 a.m. How many hours did the flight take? Listen, this is 11 p.m. Everybody, 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. A 4-hour flight that. All right. We must have 4 hours. So no biggie. Because it's 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. All right. So that's a regular 4-hour flight. Let me see if everybody good with that. Good with that at TikTok. Let me see if YouTube good with that. YouTube, but everybody good with that 4. Right? 37. All right. Now let's look at 38. Area of the trapezium. Formula. What the formula say for the area of a trapezium? The formula say the area of a trapezium is half the sum of the parallel side times height. And in this case, half The sum of the parallel sides will be 8 plus 28, 8 plus 18. Sometimes I tend to write the answer. All right, this won't come out. 8 plus 18, let me put the thing here, so, times h, which is 5. All right. And robot and robot. I don't know why it's not a robot, but give me a second there. The robot. I think the pencil that tell me if it stop. Yeah, because it's not a robot, not it's not a robot, nothing right now for me. All right. So basically, let me see if we can write about this. Okay, it's all right. But it's not a robot now, that's my problem. All right, so this is gonna be a half of 26. And whatever you get, you multiply by 5. So half of 26 is 13 times 5. You get 65. And we go to right just. All right, see gone now. So I guess it'll do its own thing. So rub off when it feel like. And so we get our 65, which is B. Everybody get the B for the triangle thing. You say I can't write the back because I might use this and post it. All right, we good? Next question. All right, I'm gonna speed it up here now. Feel like I'm gonna stop at 40 though, because the board tired here. Everybody, I'm gonna stop at 40 because the board look like it'll give up. All right, so this is saying what was the modal age? The modal age will be the highest, the number of children. Number of children. So the modal age will be the highest number of children. So you have to study your axis. This is the age down here. So that means you're going to have to pick it from the other side. The number of children, 5. This is the modal age, 7, because the highest bar is 5. So this would have been 7. The modal age is 7. There are 5 kids that are 7 years old. That's what this is saying. All right. So we look at the two things. If not, you could get it wrong. How many children took part in the survey? Add up the bars, add up the height of the bars. So this look like it's 1. So we're going to add 1 plus, this look like it's 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. We're adding up all of that. So this look like, what's that? Did I add up everything correctly? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Okay. So this is 8. 8 and 7, 15. All right. This really, give me some little problem though. 8 and 7 is 15. This is 15. I clear the page up. I'm gonna chill after the page up. Yeah. All right. So we have the median number right here. Median is the middle term. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check it up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the median is gonna be between these two. Because it's 10, you're gonna find two numbers in the middle right here. 4 to the left, 4 to the right. So we're gonna add our 6 plus 7, 6, 7, divided by 2, and it's gonna give you 6.5. There it is. Whoop, there it is. All right. Everybody good, 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 good. 6.5. All right. As I said, I just go clear this and I go stop right down here. So I stop at 30, at 43. All right, because my thing I glitch. When 3 coins are tossed simultaneously. So when you toss 3 coins, you get head, tail, head, tail, tail, head, tail, head, tail, tail, head, tail, tail. All right, so the question is where H represent head and T represent tail. What is the probability of randomly obtaining at least? So the question is at least 2 heads, which means 2 or more. So let me go again. At least 2 heads is 2 or more. Okay. So you need to say, what is my sample space? Out of how many are we checking? See, my pen now, right, people? Let me go one more time. Out of how many are we checking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're checking out of 8. At least 2. So we're checking the at least 2. That means 2s and 3s. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4. At least 2. It's 4 out of 8, which means it's 1/2. Okay, where's that? C. All right. So 4 out of 8, 1/2, 42 is actually C. And I trust everybody's good with that. Trying my best to make sure everybody see what I'm going, but the pen and lazy out on me. All right, people. So 43 now. 43 says 600 students write an examination. Okay. The probability of randomly selecting the failing is 1/5. So remember now, 600 we are dealing with. 600 we're dealing with right here. Now, it says how many students are expected to pass. Now, think the flip to this. If the probability of failing is 1/5, that means the probability of passing is 4/5. Because it's going to be those who don't fail pass. So, context to the question, how many students are expected to pass? I'm just going to do it one way. You can do it more than one way, but may I say it's 4/5, which is my pass, times a 600. And this will just take me straight to the answer. So 5 into itself is 1. 5 into 60, 12, and then a 0 here. So 4 times 120 will give you 480. And so that will be those who are expected to pass. Josh, I said no. Where I said no to me, no. Something else? Everybody good with 420? Let me see what going up on the YouTube. Yes, sir. Everybody good with the 420? 43 is B. Let me see what I'm typing. Yes, man. But yes, but they didn't ask about pass. Them asked about fail. So to get your answer now, Josh, minus that from the 600. Because those what you find is fail. The question one pass. So I just use the pass probability. That's why I said it, if 1/5 fail, 4/5 pass. So you can just go straight to your answer if you want. But be careful how many students are expected to pass. So don't let them trick you. Fail is 1/5, Joshua, and they want pass. So you have to subtract that from. Yes, sir. Subtract it if you want to get it. And that's a trick question. Because them are going to make sure so they put your answer right at A. You have to grab it and run like a bait. All right. Let me see if the scrolling reach 40, me go. But if not, me talk because everything I go slow for me now. Like everything I move slow. All right. Make we see what we can get out of the question. But my pen and everything I move slow. Right now. All right. Let me see. All right. It says here. All right. It says refers to the diagram. The 20 fish of 20. Okay. So it 20. All right. Cool. All right. Cool. Caught by 2 fishermen. All right. Question. The interquartile range. Interquartile range, man. The interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. Like, just do the same thing. Q3 minus Q1. Q3 minus Q1. So, because it's 20, Q3 is 75% people, and Q1 is 25%. Because it's 20, you could work out your thing. If a 15 and 5, but I mean, if you want to work it, because the number is simple, it's a 20. All right. So this is 15. The pen all right, so good. So I just go now. And this is 5. So Q3 is 15. So I take the 15 and you follow it go across. And it touch it right as for me. And I bring it down. All right, that look like 3.7. All right, so I'm gonna write 3.7 right. My pen now right good. 3.7 right there, so. All right, so I'm gonna put Q3 right there, so people. Q3 equal to 3.7. That's how we get. We can look back if we're correct, because now and then, but 3.7 based on the scaling. And then now Q1 is 5. So 5 is right here, so for me. And all right, so this is got 1.2. So Q1 is 1.2 for me. All right, so Q1 equal 1.2. Mind you, I think I'm okay, but I mean, when you subtract these now, this look like 2.5, right? So may I check if 2.5 is there or anything close to that. But I'm getting 2.5 right now. Yeah, 2.5 is there. We good. We spot on correct, yo. So 2.5. So again, it's just Q3 minus Q1. Q3 is 75% of your sample. Q1 is 25%. The sample is 20. So that is where we could get our 15 and our 5 quite easily. All right. All right. Feel like a 45 mega stop because see it now scroll here. After this, we're gonna end the live. Yeah. This is the last one. I will just cut it. It says, which of the following diagram best illustrate a function? And let me just say this again. Whenever you're doing a function, the arrow can only go to one thing. So if you see an arrow go to two different things, it's not a function. So these are basically your x because the arrow leave here and it's pointing towards y. This would have made this not a function. Not because it went to two things. This would have made this not a function because it went to two things. This went to three, even worse. Okay? In order to be a function, you only can go from one to one. So a function is called a one-to-one. So it's D is the answer. I hope everybody good right there. So, all right, people. I feel like I'm going to stop now. I'm bored of slope. I can't take the glitch. So I guess it's tired. We're there from 6 and now our time. Basically 11, 10. So almost 4 hour people. So I say I'm going to close on the live now and go to my bed and think. Get ready for go to school and morning, go teach. So big up on yourself, everybody. Just tap up the screen for you last. And if you're on YouTube now, may I say everybody just subscribe to my channel, please. If you're the YouTube right now, subscribe. And we have whole heap of paper one already there. Like whole heap of paper one. Go up on the live them or go up on the playlist for paper one. We have a paper one playlist where you can see whole heap of stuff. Plus the live them, the whole heap of live paper one. All right. So, and if you're the TikTok, just follow right now. Follow right now. Follow. Big up on yourself, everybody. We are close on the live. So, YouTube, you're gonna go first, and then TikTok right now after. So, because my computer is slow up right now, so I have to back to basics. You know, if you respond to me. I guess it's tired.